Welcome into Game 3 of the NBA Finals alongside FanSided NBA guru Nick Henkel. And what's your title, Josh Wilson? I should know this.
Director of our team sites, the NBA division at the good old FanSided.
That's a big-time title right there. Director of NBA team sites for FanSided, Josh Wilson. My name is Mark Carman. Somehow they let me into this stream. Good to be with you. It's Game 3, guys. Bam Adebayo. No going to Bam Adebayo. And unfortunately, Goran Dragic. No Goran going to Dragic. Do the Miami Heat have a chance tonight? Nick, let's start with you. Give me your one reason, if you can find one reason that you think Miami actually has a chance to win Game 3.
Well, I think it was actually kind of surprising how well Miami played, given the fact that they didn't have two of their best players. I know it got to almost a 30-point game at one point, but then it's it ended up being a 10-point game, 124-114, I believe. So there was a point late in that fourth quarter where we were even kind of this is an 8-point game. Miami kind of found their way back in here. So it's survivable. You just have to make sure that Anthony Davis doesn't, what did he shoot? You just have to make sure Anthony Davis isn't 15 of 20 again, right? That he doesn't make 12 of his first 13 shots. And how are you going to do that with what Miami currently has with their defensive makeup? I have absolutely no idea. Maybe you're just trying to get him into foul trouble or something defensively. But I actually think that is, again, as long as they limit those two, because we're halfway through the third quarter, and LeBron and AD were the only two players for the Lakers that were actually in double figures. So I don't think it's entirely I think it is entirely within the realm of possibility that Miami can do it tonight.
Josh, have you figured out a reason?
Lots of shooting. I mean, if everybody hits their shots on Miami's end, they've got, Kelly Olynyk, who knows, Myers Leonard might get another second chance in the finals tonight. Duncan and Tyler can obviously hit them. Jimmy, he can probably pull some off from beyond the arc. But yeah, the defense I think is probably going to be atrocious. So my reason, if I have to pick one, is going to be just sheer scoring for Miami.
You're going to need a little bit better from 2 of 7 from Duncan Robinson. Is essentially what you're saying. Yeah.
And to be honest, I don't know how possible that is without Bam. I think I mentioned this last stream that just so much of his scoring beyond the arc during the regular season was off those handoffs from Bam kind of curling right around him to create some separation. And Bam's not here. So not sure that's happening for Duncan in the finals this year.
So, by the way, gentlemen, this is there's a lot of conversation, I guess, about the zone. Maybe that will mess with the Lakers. It had some effect, I guess, in Game 2, maybe a little bit. I don't know. You obviously, that's not a strength of LA. They can have off nights shooting the basketball, but they got a lot of layups off that zone in Game 2 as well. So I don't know what Eric Spoelstra's cooking up, but I'm gonna give Eric Spoelstra an A for effort, an A for verbiage, an A for positivity. We got to find a way, all that type of stuff. Spo is trying to keep as positive a mindset as possible, and I appreciate that from a Spo. It's all about positive mindset. And by the way, positive mindset, we love it in the chat as well, or negative mindset. Any mindset works. We're here to watch the game with you, so we're paying attention to where you're watching from, what you're saying. Let's become friends. Let's know each other in ways that we don't know each other right now before the end of the night. I thought we had a really good bonding experience on Friday night. I think you guys agree, right? We met some great people on Friday night. I'm looking forward to the same today.
Yeah.
I'm hoping the new centrist shows back up.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say as well. Yeah, hopefully he circles his way back in here.
And who was our
We're
guy
already
from
giving him
Toronto?
a shout out before he's even here. The new centrist. That was him.
No. Oh, yeah. Who was our guy from the UK?
Lockley? I think it was
Lockley.
Something like that, right? That sounds right.
Lockley.
That was Tyler.
Oh, it was Tyler?
Yes.
You sure?
Yep.
Okay. Richard says it was Tyler. Richard, when you talk, are you heard on the chat, or is it just in our ears?
I believe they can hear me.
They can hear you. Ooh,
shout out to Richard then.
that's another factor I didn't realize. So Richard from behind the curtain. We could make you like a more, I don't know, cool name other than Richard, since it's behind the curtain. It could be like the voice of God or something like that. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Super omnipotent.
It's kind of like Oz
in there. Yeah. Oz. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, all right, because I mean, as the chat builds to 1 million viewers by the end of the night, since we're hashing this out right now, I think calling him Oz will work. How many? Let's go over unders real fast tonight, guys, on the fly before we tip up. I'm putting the over under on Jimmy Butler's points at 22. Nick, over under.
Well, he had 25 in game 2, almost recorded a triple double. Josh had mentioned that he's going to need 40 points. It's got to happen at some point, right? Backs are not 100% against the wall just yet, I guess, but you know what? Over. I like the over on that.
Over on the 22. Wilson, you betting on Jimmy?
Yeah, I'd take the over. I think Jimmy shows up in a situation like this and gets whatever scoring done that needs to be done to keep Miami in it, picking up the scraps that the other guys aren't getting done. So, yeah, I think over for Jimmy.
Our guy, Jesus Giannis is checking in here. Jesus, I'm not sure which way I'm going here. If anybody wants to take a shot at that, I hope I'm saying it right. Either way, I appreciate you joining us. If you could give us a prediction for tonight, love to know which way you're going. I am taking the double over on Jimmy. Jimmy's going for 45 tonight.
All right.
On my own over here. I am just one signature Jimmy Butler final game, hitting a bucket at the end to beat LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and the LA Lakers. I think he deserves that in a Jimmy Butler career. I think I'm rooting for that to happen one time. The guy's worked hard enough. He deserves it to happen in the finals.
I mean, you said like signature Jimmy Butler. Like, that's a good point. It would be weird to get to the end of these 4 games and then kind of look back and it's like, yeah, he played a really good game 2 and then whatever happens in 3 and 4. But it would be weird if we didn't have a moment where we were like, remember in 2020 when Jimmy Butler did this thing in the finals, even though they got swept? Like, that was really cool. I have a really interesting over-under here. Kelly Olynyk went for 24 in game 2. I'm going to put the over-under at 17 for him tonight.
Wow, I'll take the under I'll do the double under, 24 to 17 to 10. I'm going to say Olynyk has 8.
Wow.
Well, you're optimistic, Olynyk. I like a little Kelly Olynyk optimism.
What do you think, Josh?
That's you picked a tough number for sure. Because he's definitely not going to hit what he hit the previous game. I still taking the under. I think like 15 is probably where we'll see him come in at.
I think LeBron is finally getting his revenge on Kelly Olynyk for what he did to Kevin Love in the playoffs all those years ago, if you guys recall, when he like inadvertently broke Kevin Love's shoulder or dislocated it, whatever. I think LeBron's finally getting his revenge on him now.
I forgot about that Kelly Olynyk contribution back in the day. That was awful. And it made it more fun too because it put it all on LeBron's shoulders. By the way, let's just do this one more time. Anthony Davis in game 2 was 15 of 20.
Yeah.
LeBron was 14 of 25. And now there's conversations going on Shaq and Kobe, LeBron and AD, Magic and Kareem. Give me who are you taking of those 3 pairings? You could have Magic and Kareem, Kobe and Shaq, or LeBron and AD.
Josh, you can go first there because I might need a minute. But I think I know my answer, but I just need to hear yours to like maybe I'm forgetting some aspects of this, but right now it seems kind of clear to me.
It's really tough, actually, I think. My heart wants to say Kobe and Shaq, but yeah. I think I'm going to go Magic and Kareem.
I think for me, it was like Magic and Kareem and LeBron and AD were my 1 and 2. And it could be a recency bias thing, and it could just be a personal bias with me and LeBron. Like, I'm going to take the greatest player of all time and then whoever's next to him. But then it feels like you're telling me that I'm putting Kobe and Shaq at 3rd on that list. Like, that doesn't feel right. Like, someone's going to get some sort of a disrespect. But I mean, it's difficult to even have this conversation, and it almost feels disingenuous to even be doing it after 2 games in the NBA Finals. Like, I know that we've had the whole postseason, we had the regular season, but I feel like this is a conversation that, well, actually, I say this. I was going to say in 3 years we revisit this, but it's like in 3 years, LeBron's going to be almost 40, and it's like then it won't really be much of a conversation. So right now in this moment, Josh, I might agree with you. I think I'm just going to take Kareem and Magic because that just feels way more safe.
I saw something earlier this week, or maybe it was today actually, on Anthony Davis is a perplexing superstar considering like he's got to be one of the best players. Like if he's the number 2 of LeBron and AD, one of the best number 2s, but one of the worst number 1s if you just take him like out of the equation and kind of isolate him, because like on his own, and I know his teams in New Orleans weren't particularly amazing, but didn't really do much. But when he's with LeBron, like what we saw in game 2 was just incredible.
Absolutely.
So I'm actually going with Kobe and Shaq. I think Kobe is the most underrated superstar of all time at this point. Like he doesn't get enough credit in my mind. Like way better defender than Magic. A more, at least in my mind, if you have to have a hoop, I'd rather give it to Kobe than Magic, even though Magic had a lot of clutch shots in his career. So I don't want to take anything away from him. And you know, I mean, it's tough though with Kareem though, because you throw the ball to Kareem, that's money it's money in the bank. But Shaq is the most dominant big man outside of Wilt, and he also dominated when there were actually big men out there. So I don't know. I like the Kobe Shaq combo. I would put Magic and Kareem second. LeBron and AD to me are like a distant third. Yeah. LeBron's the most overrated player in the history of the NBA. I'm kidding, Nick, but no, it's more like, look, they've, as far as their Laker tenures, LeBron's been here for all of 8 seconds, and same thing for AD. So but I would put Kobe and Shaq above Magic and Kareem, which is probably an unpopular pick, but I don't know, man. Kobe Bryant was so incredibly ridiculous, and Shaq was so incredibly forceful that you can't go wrong really with any choice. Although saying LeBron and AD is better than them feels like insane to me. That being said, they played an incredible game too against the Miami Heat.
Absolutely, and I will come back to that in a second. So Miami wins the tip. They go down, get an immediate lob to Dwight. The first thing I want to mention is the obvious. We're getting the home whites for the Lakers tonight. So the undefeated in the Mamba uniforms, that record stays intact. At this point, it's like, why not just wear those the rest of the way since you have such good luck in them? But yeah, I think we can all agree with this. Like, no matter what duo you're taking, you're not losing, right? Like any of them are going to be the quote unquote right pick. I think, if you're speaking comparatively, is kind of annoying to me sometimes. And in this case, it just almost feels unfair. LeBron just goes coast to coast, draws the contact. That was people keep saying that this man, I keep hearing that he's not as quick as he used to be, but that looked like LeBron of 10 years ago to me. That was insane.
And Myers Leonard, not a small dude, like not a great defensive player, but like, tries to wrap him up and just can't.
So I'm trying to catch up to you guys. There's the coast to coast.
LeBron's at the line right now.
LeBron
about to shoot his first.
Just missed a free throw.
Yep. Free throw is missed. Okay.
I've got up the floor.
I've got Jimmy crossing half court now. Am I still behind?
Nope. That's about
you still are. Oh, okay.
Are you? Yeah, Jimmy. Josh, I think you're about
Jimmy with the 2-hand dunk right there. About right with y'all.
It's close enough.
It's close. It's closer than it's been for the last 2 games.
It's definitely closer than the last game. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Mark's talking about the game's over, and Josh and I are like, the second quarter just ended. What do you mean?
All right. I think I might have messed it up. I think I might be. No, I didn't. Okay. I'm a little behind you. 4-4 early going here, coming up on 10 minutes with Danny Green cross court to Caldwell Pope, whose pass is deflected to Davis, to LeBron, fakes the three in the lane, short shot, banked it good. LeBron James. I'm behind, right? Significantly?
Myers Leonard just hit a 3, so that's where we're at.
Yeah, you are a little bit behind. But there's Myers Leonard coming in with the shooting, which is what he's going to have to do.
Yeah, it's a hot start for both teams, 3-3 on both sides. I'm kind of waiting for a KCP explosion. Like, we've seen him hit some pretty big buckets, and Danny Green for that matter, as he bricks a 3. As I think Pistons Twitter, we don't have a lot, going for us. Like, I'm looking at both of these rosters, and I'm like, are there any former Pistons here? I'm like, I guess Markieff Morris, and then obviously KCP. I'm just waiting for that explosion from him because the memes are going to be insane. He's essentially become like J.R. Smith for this team. I know J.R. Smith is actually on the team, But from, I guess, a meme perspective, if that makes sense, KCP's kind of been that guy.
Just keep giving me buckets.
Yeah, they just dumped it into Dwight Howard, who's going to the line.
Is there a particular reason? Maybe I missed something. Why haven't we seen JaVale?
I don't.
At all.
I think Dwight was just working a little bit better, and
right.
I don't know. Once they did that switch in the Nuggets series, they never really went back.
There's no reason to.
Although I don't have an answer for why they wouldn't try that in some instances in this series, especially since big situations like big men are really working here. Miami without Bam doesn't really have a counter for that. So I don't know why you wouldn't just throw JaVale in when looks like Danny Green stepped out there.
Let me know when you get to the Dwight Howard two-hand dunk on the alley-oop to make it 10-8.
Yep.
And then we'll be good.
All right.
This is our sink in the moment maneuver by FanSided. I'll stop talking.
We're coming very close to that.
I'm almost there. Nope, there's a whistle, so I guess not.
Yeah, so Nick is a little bit behind me.
Yep.
I'm a little bit behind Mark. And there it is for me.
Sports in their racket, man.
All right, I got it.
Just happened.
All right, so me and Wilson are together.
Yep.
All right.
So now Nick's going to be the behind man tonight. The trailer for us kind of.
Mark was only able to tolerate it for all of 1.5 possessions.
I can't handle it. I need to be the leader. My ego.
These scrubs can't do play-by-play to save their life.
My ego's too fragile to not be doing the play-by-play.
Miami is in the zone right now. They got Jay Crowder on Anthony Davis. Wow, that was a bad pass.
Little over the top, out of bounds, turnover. Miami the basketball up by 4. And wow, we get Myers Leonard's getting after it here early. Doesn't look as incompetent. Ooh, there's a backdoor cut. Duncan Robinson a layup. Okay, Miami up by 6. I mean, we are due at least for a Lakers first half letdown. Steal. They took it away from LeBron. Jimmy's going to dunk it with 2 hands. And it's a 8-point lead. LA timeout. Been in it. Mr. Giannis, where are you coming in from? Tell us where you're watching from. I'd love to hear it. Thank you for joining the chat, by the way. We appreciate it.
Jimmy Butler has assisted on really quick, Josh. I want to point this out. Jimmy Butler already has 4 points and 3 assists. We are 4 or 5 minutes into the game, so no boards yet. I mean, I don't know about if that triple double is looming, but Myers Leonard with an early 5. I think Mark, you said 45 points for Jimmy, and he is now. I'm not good with percentages, but he's well on his way.
Jimmy Butler also, 2 made field goals, 3 assists, and Miami has 7 made field goals in total. So he's really out there. Did you guys see the petition that came out today from Lakers fans to not give Kyle Kuzma a ring? 15,000 signatures if the Lakers win the championship. Thought it was hilarious. Thought about signing it, but I don't agree. He should definitely get a ring, but it's pretty darn funny.
Did he do something that I missed wrong, or is it because he's not a good player?
He's just Kyle Kuzma.
That's it.
Because he's Kuz?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm probably one of the larger Kuzma, not haters. I think he can turn into a decent player. Yeah, doubter for sure. But I wouldn't go so far as to say he's had no impact whatsoever to the point that he shouldn't get a ring. Absolutely. There are several guys in the end of the Lakers bench that should not get a ring before Kyle Kuzma, if anybody's not getting a ring. J.R. Smith, Dion Waiters.
Jared Dudley.
You know what? Yes. I would quibble with you on J.R. Smith. His level of cheering from the bench, Josh Wilson, I would say, has been elite.
That's true.
He's been a good clapping J.R. Smith, not.
Well, no, I mean, to be clear, I'm not saying anyone shouldn't get a ring. I'm just saying, if they only have a budget for a certain amount and you got to cut somebody and it's JR or Kuzma, Kuzma's had more impact than JR's cheers.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. J.R. Smith cheering on the bench didn't make that Kyle Kuzma shot against Denver go in. So, and then to be clear, also in the same way, like Jared Dudley is a great, like, I don't want to say glue guy, maybe for like the bench mob, he's a great glue guy. Jared Dudley's a great like teammate, but as far as his production goes, this year at least, Brooklyn he was great, but this year, nah.
Yeah. He's coming up on retirement, right? Like this could be the last year for him.
What do we think about the since you brought up Brooklyn, the latest Kyrie narrative, but did we tackle that on Friday night? I don't think we did.
No, we didn't. Dude does not know how to handle the media whatsoever, but I feel like there was a lot of truth to his. I didn't catch all of it, but when he went on Instagram Live and like took it into his own hands, he definitely gets like chased by the media worse than any other player, and some of that he brings upon himself, but some of it is just people looking for drama, and he's right about people looking for clicks. It's the era we live in, but also for somebody that understands that so well, he navigates it so poorly.
That's true.
I mean, if you're going to come out after playing with LeBron and say you're finally playing with the guy who you can actually give the ball to at the end of the game, of course it's going to get clicked.
They also haven't played together at all yet.
Yeah, that too. I mean, it's just you want to put that back on the media. I mean, come on, man. Anthony Davis losing the ball out of bounds. It's another Laker turnover. 16-8. Heat the basketball. Building a bridge to a better NBA Finals.
5 turnovers for the Lakers already.
Jimmy Butler looking for 45. Finds Jay Crowder. Fadeaway. That's off the mark. Rebound to LeBron.
It's a lot of time on the shot clock when you took that. Was there not?
There was.
It wasn't the worst shot in the world, I don't think, that close to the basket.
No, but for a Miami team that loves to overpass, it felt odd.
And then LeBron fouled by Crowder going to the hoop. Crowder can't believe the call. LBJ is looking like a guy who wants to get out of the bubble and get home.
I think he looks pretty locked in.
Yeah.
Maybe
that's
he
what I'm
wants
saying.
to go home so he can yell at his son for what he posted on Instagram.
Hanging out with the new centrist.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. No, I think he looks pretty locked in. I think I think this is maybe, well, it's not the scariest we've ever seen LeBron. I don't want to go that far, but the man's dialed in for sure.
Logic Beck's joining the chat. Good to see you, Logic. Heat in 7, hopefully, or Lakers in 7. We would all sign up for that.
I would be appreciative of anything but a sweep.
I've got the Lakers in 3, Logic Becks. I think Miami's leaving the bubble after tonight. But
Duncan Robinson's shot looks just,
and it's been that
atrocious.
way, man. It's been that way.
Yeah, this whole series.
And I don't know if either of you saw the quote. Unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to read the article. But there was a quote where I guess anytime Duncan Robinson would touch the ball in game 2, Spoelstra from the sideline would have to blurt obscenities at him in order for him to actually shoot the ball, because there's just so much tentativeness. And I haven't really seen that. Like, it looks like he's just letting it fly. They're just not going in. And I think I even mentioned, like,
there it is
at
again.
least his
it looks
confidence
so bad.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's
so I don't know if either of you read the, I think it was Jackie McMullen or Doris Burke. No, it was Jackie McMullen who wrote it. Profile on Duncan Robinson and his just imposter syndrome that he had last year, and the fact that they would constantly yell at him for not taking open shots. And I think, and there it is again, really bad.
I mean, why
3 possessions in a row? 3 possessions in a row.
So they used to yell at him a lot for that, not taking open shots. And I really think it's just kind of imposter syndrome really setting in even more now when the brightest stage, the stakes are highest they've been. But he's been pretty automatic most of the postseason.
That's 4 shots in a row.
I'll give him credit. He just keeps firing like he's Reggie Miller in his prime, or whoever you want to name. Steph Curry almost.
He started to fade in the Celtics series, but that was more so on the defensive side and with the over fouling. And maybe that kind of took him out of his offensive rhythm because he wasn't in the game as much, wasn't as engaged in the offense, and wasn't as much of a producer. But now it's just straight up like the shot just looks bad. I mean, that free throw looked fine. It seems to be more just a confidence issue, kind of like Nick was alluding to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't know, but something looks wonky when he goes up there. It's not nearly as clean. And they're showing Bam now on the screen. It might be, as we've alluded to, the fact that he's not there to curl off of those Bam screens, handoffs. But yeah, I don't know.
I mean, if I was Spoelstra, I'd pull him out of the game and hit him in the face. Not that you really can do that nowadays or any days, but I would. Dude, are you crazy? Hand in your face.
But they want him to shoot. That's what they want. And really,
with a hand in your face and 22 seconds on the shot clock. Really?
Him? Yeah. Well, typically.
I mean, I guess they're not that desperate offensively. Good D by Duncan though.
But later in this game, they might be hoping that they had a few more attempted threes. Obviously, when they look that bad, you kind of wonder if there's something in the 2-point zone they could get, like a Jimmy Butler bucket right there.
Strong take, Jimmy. Strong tape on KCP to the hole. Miami by 11. Rondo in the ball game. Kuzma in the ball game. This is your standard middle of the first quarter LeBron rest time. See if Miami can take advantage. Turnover, offensive foul on Anthony Davis. All right, Jimmy Butler is excited.
Off the ball movement there for the Lakers was actually really solid, and they got AD in a pretty optimal position. I don't know if they're going to show a replay on that call. Yep, they are.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that's a big call right there.
That's a good call.
Yeah. Nick, you're also listening to the regular broadcast, so anything key that's coming out of there, we'll have it for you listening to us today, which is a very incredibly tough challenge that Nick has taken on for us tonight. How's it going so far?
It's great. They're not really saying too much. It is refreshing to hear Mike Breen's voice again. Got to be completely honest there. Hoping to hear a few bangs tonight. Nothing really been mentioned that we kind of haven't already been saying, other than just play-by-play.
Carm was not getting it done for you. You needed that Mike Breen boost, is what you're saying.
Who doesn't? You cannot sit here and tell me that these finals have been like, you need to hear Mike Breen's voice when you're watching basketball. Come on now.
The guy's unbelievable.
I do agree. It's a travesty that season long he does Knicks games. We need him on a better team.
They got it. That's it. There we go. Good strong take by Kelly Olynyk. I think we're going to call that's going to be on Anthony Davis' second. I like it.
He's on his way to that over 17.
I don't know if he's on his way to over 17, but he's on his way to getting the key foul.
That's what you said. You took the over
talking about Olynyk, who got the foul, not AD.
I'm saying I took the double under on Olynyk.
You said 10.
Yeah. Oh, did you? Why did I think you took the?
I took the double
Nick
over.
Was saying over.
On
Nick,
Jimmy.
you had him over 17, right?
I don't think I gave my opinion, but for what it's worth, yes, I do think he'll. No, I picked too hard of a number. I don't want to actually make a definitive decision. I guess for the sake of entertainment, sure, I'll say over, but I actually like 15 a little bit better. But
you got to risk it for the biscuit. If we're doing actual gambling on over under.
Exactly.
Logic Bex, where you can jump in here. Same you too, Hunter Armor, Heaton 6, and Mr. Giannis. Over under Olynyk on 17. We'll have prizes that we don't have to give away in spirit for you at the end of this live stream.
And Solomon Hill is in the game.
Yeah, I was just going to say really early Solomon Hill sighting. I know he only played 1 minute in game 2. I think it was at the end of the second quarter, if memory serves. But yeah, interesting here.
LeBron being guarded by Iggy in the post. Low left block. Kick it out, Rondo. Get out of there. Get the hell out of there. That's right. Miss 3, Rondo. We are due for a Rondo 0 for 6 day from 3.
You've had enough of playoff Rondo, huh?
Yes. Certainly shooting the basketball from 3. I mean, making sweet passes. I can, that playoff Rondo I'm down for. Getting in the lane, sweet little float.
It was a nice cut by Hero, but he didn't make it.
And it really was. They set him up perfectly on the left end of the floor, and Iguodala's screen, it freed him up. And if they were able to see him, it was an easy bucket. But, Josh, you're right. That cut was a pretty good makeup for it. Really good read and react decision there, seeing where the play was going, seeing that he wasn't going to get the ball in that left corner. Just couldn't finish it.
the self-proclaimed king stood on both Olynyk and Kendrick Nunn's foot and got a foul call.
I can't. I got nothing for you there. Touche. I don't know.
I mean, I'll give him this. He's the greatest player in the history of the game at acting at acting like he got clobbered when no one touched him. Seriously, he's so good at it.
You know what? You do have a point. So I just watched it again. His left foot, it stepped on Olynyk. His right foot went on Nunn. You're right. I mean, I guess technically it constitutes a foul, but it was him that initiated it. So
I don't think that's technically a foul if you step on someone's foot.
I don't mean to go all Jeff Van Gundy, but like, I don't know what is and what is not a foul anymore. I just know if I agree with it or I disagree with it.
Brown down the lane, and that was a foul. Solomon Hill cracked him.
Spacing on both ends tonight has been really solid. Miami just has 9 turnovers so far, so they haven't been able to do anything with.
I'm telling you, LeBron is eyeing getting out of this bubble and getting home, getting with his family. He might even say something. He won't say it after tonight's game, but if they go ahead and somehow win tonight and finish it off, which I think they will, although I hope they don't, one of his comments is going to be like, he's just so happy to be able to go home and be with his family. A lot of them are going to say that probably, I'm sure.
Well, are they not in the bubble? Like, they're technically allowed to be there.
I don't know that anyone came for LeBron.
Because as soon as I said that, you're right. Like, I'm thinking, like, I haven't seen, like when Bronny put that video out there, I know he wasn't in the bubble when that happened, right? So
let's hope not. That would be an interesting twist to that narrative.
I'm trying to think. Well, I don't know. JR's in the bubble, so maybe you got it from him. But yeah, it's a really good point. Like, we haven't really seen like LeBron. Like, everyone's posting pictures and videos with their family, these reunions, and we haven't seen that from LeBron.
Well, I wonder if it was part of his just, he hasn't been completely. Usually, he pulls out his social, goes completely dark for the entire postseason. He didn't really do that this year. He was kind of here and there on social throughout the playoffs. Maybe just he knew he was going to have to be digital to be present with his family to some degree. So he kind of kept the phone thing, but maybe kept his family physically spaced away so that he could kind of mentally lock in when he needed, turn off the phone when needed, and not be. He seems to be big on those like limiting distractions during the postseason. Yeah. So maybe that was his just choice, his methodology for this year.
So 2 things. One, logic in the chat. Who do you guys want? I think we all just want a competitive series. I don't know if we're openly rooting for anybody. I think it's safe to say that we all just kind of want to see some good basketball. I don't know that there's really a rooting interest. I think there's really good stories on both sides, but for all intents and purposes, I'm all for the building of LeBron's legacy. So sure, I'll pick the Lakers, but Josh, what I'd say to that is, like, I know that one of the reasons he didn't go, because everything you said I think is right, but I know one of the reasons he didn't go 0 dark 30 this year was because of everything with the social unrest that's happening. He didn't want to stay silent. He wanted to, be present in everything that was happening. So that was a key factor, but I'm sure that some of it is exactly what you said.
Right. Yeah. And I do think that's kind of why he was on social. But he's also really good about sneakily kind of being about it rather than just talking about it. Like, he does a lot for the, his voting push. He does a lot, like the school in Akron kind of, at least from if my memory serves, kind of came out of nowhere. And it was kind of like, oh, he's opening this school that is like backed by him to a pretty substantial amount, as much as public charter school can be by one person. And but yeah, I agree. I think that's probably part of why he didn't do the completely silenced postseason.
One of the greatest things an athlete has ever done. I mean, dude starts his own school in his hometown to get kids to college. That's friggin' awesome.
Yeah. And all of the like financial assistance outside of just the tuition for families. Like I've seen some stories about going above and beyond throughout the pandemic as well to get food and other resources to some of the families involved with the school that need it. It's definitely noble. It's definitely it's what makes LeBron, I think, kind of sets in his legacy, at least for me, just the off the court stuff. Say what you will about flopping or selling fouls or maybe not living up to the GOAT legacy, but you can't really debate what he's done as just a human being.
There's right. Just phenomenal.
And Tyler Hero takes a big old LeBron right to the body.
I was looking down. I was reading about the Promise School. I'd like to. Hey, listen, I should go take some classes at the Promise School. Let's be honest. Here we go. Here's Hero on the drive. Oh, that was nothing.
It's nothing. He got his whole hip.
I mean, he fell on him at the very end, but he got right off. I mean, he was. Look at Markeith.
No, I wasn't saying it was dirty. Miami just painful.
Yeah, no, right. Okay. I wouldn't want LeBron falling on me either. The Heat just take some really bad shots at times.
Yeah, that baseline look by Hero there, I actually don't think it was a bad shot. I have no science to back this up, but baseline jumpers I think are like the most optimal shot in basketball. I don't know why. So I love when players take them. I thought that was actually a pretty decent shot, but I can see why somebody wouldn't. But then, like Josh was mentioning earlier with that Jay Crowder fadeaway that we had in the key, some of these shots do feel a little bit, I guess, for lack of a better word, almost uncharacteristic.
Kyle Kuzma, 3 from the corner, 22-15. Iggy, Kendrick, none. Nope. Rebound, Solomon Hill. What they call?
He stepped out. He 100% stepped out.
No, I think they're staying here, my friend. It's Heat ball. Looks like it's Heat basketball.
Yeah, he must have stepped out because he was fouled.
All right. Good effort, Solomon Hill. Jimmy Butler is so kind of casual. He's like, there's no freak out. There's no.
He's got to keep his composure in a moment like this, man.
Great move right there by Jimmy. I'm telling you that, like, maybe I just haven't been watching Jimmy as much as when I watched him I haven't been watching him as much as when I watched him in Chicago. But there's a calmness to his game now that is noticeable to me.
It's a rebound right there too. Yeah, I think definitely a lot. Like that's been the whole thing this year. He's deferred a lot. But honestly, I was thinking about this yesterday. He did this a lot. Iguodala misses a 3 there. He did this last year too in Philly. He was kind of background there, and like a lot of his impact in Philly was those clutch needed last second shots. I mean, I think he hit 2 game-winning buzzer beaters in Philly last year, like just when they needed a bucket. But otherwise, he kind of like he wouldn't take over games like you might expect him to.
Yeah. The Lakers, or rather, Miami can't win if Markieff Morris is going to be making contested threes in the corner over Kelly Olynyk. That's not going to work for Miami. That was a ridiculous shot. Free throws coming here, by the way, for Olynyk as Butler set him up and he got fouled.
Did you guys see the new Hawks uniforms?
Atlanta Hawks have new uniforms?
Yes.
I'm looking it up right now. Are they ugly?
I like them. They're in honor of Martin Luther King Jr. They have an MLK across the chest. No ATL or Hawks or Atlanta or anything like that. Proceeds from sale of jerseys are going to go to support economic empowerment programs for Atlanta's communities of color.
Oh, really cool.
Ooh, I like those.
Yeah, they're super clean, as well as just the meaning behind them is excellent as well.
Favorite Atlanta Hawk of all time?
Carmelo Anthony.
How long was Melo a Hawk, Nick?
About 20 minutes, I think, give or take.
Yeah,
okay. I don't remember that.
At most, it was a few hours.
My actual answer though, probably like Jeff Teague, something dumb like that. Just some random, like I'm not gonna say like Dominic Wilkins. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, that's pre Henkel.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that someone's my favorite player if I didn't get to see him play, unless your name is Terrence Stansbury, Joe Folks, or Avery Johnson. So, I honestly like Jeff Teague just because he like was just randomly. Was he an All-Star that year, or was he the one that was left out? No, he was definitely an All-Star that year in 2015. Just a solid dude all around. Love Jeff Teague.
Was those were the Al Horford Hawks?
Yes, the Mike Budenholzer randomly winning 60 games, and then everyone's like, look how good the Hawks are. And then everyone's like, they're just going to get bounced by LeBron. And what happened? Exactly that.
I'll give you my top 5 Hawks off the top of my head. Neek's in there. Doc Rivers for sure.
Okay.
If I go older Hawks for me, that would be Steve Smith, who was a classic 2-guard Hawk. Which is not old for anybody else, but and then I don't that the 80s Hawks they just had a bunch of dunkers. Cliff Levingston, Kevin Willis, Antoine Carr, Tree Rollins. That was a sweet Atlanta team.
Tree Rollins is a fun pick. I like that.
I'm trying to think later Hawks. I loved Schroeder as a Hawk. Schroeder was a good Hawk.
So, Mark, I don't know if you saw, I think Josh is maybe a little bit upset because Kuzma just hit an absolutely massive 3 from the corner there as time expired to end the quarter. So the Lakers are now only down by 3 points. It's now a 1-possession game. Kuzma 2 of 4 in the game, 2 or 3 from 3, +6 all of the sudden, and does have 6 points.
I'm not upset. I want to see Kuzma do well. My plight with him is that he is often frustrating me. So when he does stuff like that, that's, I'll take that all day. I didn't answer the Hawks question. I would probably Spud or
Spud. Spud's got to be on there.
That's a good pick.
For some reason, Josh Smith.
So Carl's Jr. just showed a cheeseburger with shaved beef on top, with a sunny side egg and some
Here goes
cheese.
Mark again with the hamburgers. We did this on the last one. I just need to Paul. I don't mean to sound like I don't care, because Mark, we'll get back to that in a second. Time out, Josh. Why?
I don't know. It's really just kind of who came to mind.
What did I miss?
I'm going to try to back it up. It's just
he said that Josh Smith is one of his all-time favorite Hawks.
It's a good. I like Josh Smith. He could fly to the hoop.
It's not a good answer. It's a fundamentally bad answer. And I don't. Okay, it's not a bad answer because it's your. But I disagree with it on every level.
I mean, double-digit scorer, up there in rebounds per game. Handful of assists too. Like
he was fun,
and
man.
he's been finessing the Pistons out of $5.3 million for the last 4 years.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the Hawks.
Well, I guess that's true. I suppose that's true.
I mean, your knee jerk was Carmelo Anthony, so I don't.
Well, okay, but of course I'm going to be all about the memes there, and maybe Jeff Teague isn't a great answer either. Spud Webb is, I think, Spud Webb's a pretty good answer. I'm going to steal that one if I may.
Yeah, sure, go for it. I mean, I think Josh Smith was a little bit of a meme. Definitely
Dikembe Mutombo,
a subtle meme.
Dikembe's good. Yeah. Vince, that's another one that's kind of a meme-ish. I mean, I don't know. He had pretty fun longevity with them.
He's probably about the third person that came to mind. But I just figured, I'd put Vince, the team that comes to mind with him are so many other teams first. So I'm like, no.
Our guy PS3 Shakes weighing in on Nick. That's right. Dominique was nice. Let's go old school, Nick. Let's have you break down Bob Pettit and what he brought to the table in the late 50s. No? Did I stump you on Bob Pettit?
You got me.
Are you serious?
I'm actually kind of mad because you got me. And I feel like that's an easy one. You got me.
Bob Pettit was one of the great power forwards of all time. Bob Pettit had incredibly competitive series with the 11-time champion Boston Celtics in that era. Pettit was a force, man. 25-10 guy, Bob Pettit. So for all the Bob Pettit fans out there, we got you in tonight on Game 3 of the NBA Finals. I can't believe you got. I can't believe it. I'm stunned. This is the one player in NBA history that Nick doesn't have like the actual where he went to the bathroom on Wednesdays.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about like, I think Bob Cousy was making passes that your favorite player's making today. Like Bob Cousy was the original highlight reel. That guy was out of his mind when it comes to just the most absurd passes. Like I can't imagine in the 1960s, 1970s, like people watching Bob Cousy play. That must have just been unreal.
Miami needs to get their stuff together. You can't have turnovers on inbounds passes. Rajon Rondo just picked off an inbounds pass. And Markieff Morris, I'll look it up in a second here, but whatever he's shooting for this series, it's way too good. Guy is thriving on the Lakers, just hitting open shots. He's playing great.
I should expect that he's going to be hitting open shots. Actually, I can't really say that because Danny Green has missed pretty much all of them that he's taken. I'm looking it up right now. I'll get you a number in just a second.
Another open three from Markieff. Missed it. Rebound. Good rebound by Olynyk and kept it high away from Rondo.
Almost lost his dribble there.
That was a little dicey.
Hero short.
I don't like that shot, man. I just travel.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're taking a lot of early, like usually Miami's overpassing. Tonight they're kind of.
I don't mind that one. That was open.
Yeah, that was fine. That was
Markieff
the weakest.
Morris is an even 50% on the series.
What is he?
An even 50%.
50%.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not a Miami Heat formula. We need guys like that shooting 10%. LA keeps having huge second quarters from PS3 shakes. You're right. And end of first quarters.
Yeah.
I mean, the Heat are great the first 6 minutes of the game. They were phenomenal in game one. It was like the greatest team in NBA history. The first 6 minutes of this finals was Miami was going to sweep LA.
And then as soon as, because you mentioned about 10 minutes ago that you, maybe 15 minutes ago, that you had the Lakers in 3. It was as soon as Bam went down and Goran went down that you amended that to Lakers in 2. So I see that you are now back up to Lakers in 3. So there's more optimism for you.
Kelly Olynyk misses an easy shot in the lane. Well, we're here in game 3, so I got to admit I was wrong. LeBron misses a lefty layup / dunk attempt. Jimmy Butler back, had a layup, instead kicks it out to Crowder, missed the 3. Jimmy shoot the layup. That's my least favorite play in basketball, by the way. I don't understand.
Up the 2?
Not just giving up the 2. You're giving up a layup. He's at the rim. Now, he's a little bit out of control and didn't realize how open he was, but he's right at the rim. Literally, all he's got to do is put it up off the backboard, and he's got 2 points. And instead, he's kicking it out for an open 3.
For me, my least favorite play in basketball is pump faking. And then when you get the defender to bite, you jump into them and quote unquote pretend to shoot the basketball so that you get the call in the and one. That's not basketball. It's absolute garbage, and it needs to be.
Really? Because
it's trash.
I don't know. You get a guy off balance, you earned it. 3-ball, Markieff missed it.
If the offensive player is initiating the contact on a jump shot, that is not a defensive foul.
That was some good Miami passing right there.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Let's say you drive the baseline, and you up fake and he goes up. And then you're going into
That's
him.
different. That's different. That's a little bit different. My issue is when it's from the perimeter. So
you're saying
if you're making a play at the rim, yeah, like Josh, do you know what I'm talking about?
Nick's saying more of those shots where you kind of just get somebody to bite, they jump into you, and you throw up a desperation that in a million years is not going to go in. You're just throwing up something that looks like a jump shot, and just to get to the line, essentially.
I don't. If I up fake you and you go, and then I'm able to collide with you as you're coming down on me, I that's free throws. That's all day. You just jumped out of the gym. I'm a better fundamental basketball player than you at this particular moment. That's free throws.
I think I lean more toward Carm on this one, but I see the point of why it's annoying. For me, there are far more annoying things when it comes to fouls in basketball, like how the final 2 minutes of a game take half an hour.
Should we?
That I'd like to see fixed before that.
Yeah.
Are we on board with doing NBA games the way they did the All-Star game? What do they call it? The
Elam ending.
Ending. I think that'd be amazing.
Don't know how like the purist in me feels about kind of adding like gamifying within a game for an actual like competitive basketball game. Like it was obviously excellent for the All-Star game, but that's just, I don't know. It's more pure entertainment, and I don't know. At the same time, I do hate the way NBA games end, so I could see it having value.
Are you talking about like whoever wins a core, like at the end, like you end up playing to a certain amount, like what are you guys? Okay, I just think that's gimmicky. It's really fun, like Josh said, because it's the All-Star game, right? Like that, it's like a different thing. It's like separate. But I think it's too gimmicky to do it 82 nights a season.
I think it's a great starting point. I think there might be a way to like work that into some other sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm kind of with Nick in it being gimmicky.
It's a little gimmicky, but it's so much better. Foul takes forever.
Well, we also only have a 1 game sample size, so
yeah.
I don't know how much more.
Like teams are going to find a way to abuse it somehow, maybe, probably. I guess it would be kind of difficult to find a way to make it worse than what we currently have. I think maybe I'm in the minority here because like I don't hate it the way that the game is played now down the stretch, because I think it's just basketball. I think it's just strategy. Like that's just what you have to do. If you want to talk about just really quick other plays that I hate in basketball, but this one I actually understand. I just hate it. When my team is down by 3 with like 2 seconds left on the clock and we have a sideline inbound and we inbound the ball and we're immediately fouled because 2 points isn't 3 points. You know what I mean? Like you don't give them the opportunity to shoot the 3. I hate that because it's not exciting. It's just, it feels so anticlimactic. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So like strategically, I get it. Obviously it makes 100% sense, but I hate it so much.
Nick, how do you feel about the Joel Embiid rip through? You know what I'm talking about? Where he has the ball up here and he kind of like goes way down, hooks the arms, and then goes up.
So Andre would do that. He would try to do that sometimes, but he wasn't quick enough or athletic enough.
I feel like you'd hate that, just knowing how you feel about the
when they sweep like that. I can't really. I don't know, man. It's fine. I think it's just kind of.
It's more of a skill than catching somebody off the.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I think it's annoying if that's like your go-to thing, but if it's just a thing that you have in your bag and you can sort of take advantage of the rules, like that's why I don't fault James Harden for anything that he's done, is because all he does is play to the rules, and that's what Embiid does with that. So I can't.
But that's all catching anybody off a pump fake is too, though.
Touche. And my issue with that is the rules need to change. My issue isn't. My issue is more with the fact that that the rules allow it, not that it's a thing that is done. Like if an offensive player is the one initiating the contact on a jump shot, that should be an offensive foul, not a defensive foul. So my issue there is with the rule, and I do hate that people exploit it, but it's more so the rule. I don't have an issue with anything James Harden does, and then with like the sweeping thing that Embiid does, it's just kind of like if that went away, it's whatever. But right now, I don't care.
Free throw by Jimmy Butler is good. He makes 1 of 2. It's a 1-point game. Amaru 35. You have to help us out where you're coming in from. It's Finnish for Davies. I don't know what that means, but I'd love to find out. Carlos, welcome. Carlos Minaya. I have the over. I'm wondering, you have the over on which thing, Carlos? And by the way, thank you for everybody for the comments in the chat. Good to see you out there. 34-33 LA. No, okay, 37-33. I'm a little bit behind here. Somebody's about to hit a three. It's been a somewhat impressive performance for the Heat so far. Is that too tall?
Well, I mean, the Lakers
I've enjoyed this
sort of
game.
cleaned up their turnovers a little bit, so they haven't been able to take advantage of those the way that they did in the first quarter. They're only up to, the Lakers only have 11 now, so they haven't really been committing many turnovers, especially not at the rate that they were in the first quarter when I think they finished with 10. I know we're only about 4 minutes here into the second quarter, but another shot, like that shot by Kelly Olynyk in the left corner, that's a good shot. It was one that he was making in.
It's also a
in
lazy
game 2.
pass from Duncan.
Yes. Yeah.
I didn't
PS3
mind
Steak
that.
says blame Danny Ainge and Reggie Miller for making that popular. Nick.
Touche. You're not wrong, friend. You are not wrong, Shakes.
Another thing that can happen if the Heat are going to win is Alex Caruso debating about a three, having a man in his face, and then saying he's going to shoot it and hit it. You want him shooting that shot, especially when it's contested. Good three for Jay Crowder, wide open.
And that one, contrary to Josh's last point, that pass by Rondo was hilarious. Oh my gosh, that was hilarious.
These
There's
things
that
happen.
market.
I want to find a way to blame Kuzma for that, but I don't think I can.
Great bucket for Jimmy.
Rondo passed it
Yes.
to the Lakers bench. Thought somebody was there, and Jimmy strong the other way. I mean, Jimmy Butler to me is almost like turning into Forrest Gump out there. He just keeps going and going and going and going. Doesn't say anything to anyone.
Yeah,
I wasn't
like
sure
that.
where you were going with that.
Yeah,
one.
I was like, hold on. I was like, I got to stay with you here for a second because I'm not.
I mean,
you're not wrong though.
What do you
I don't
guys
know
think?
about not saying anything to anyone because I think that's kind of Jimmy's brand is not really staying to himself when he's on the floor. But
Do you guys know what Duncan Robinson's plus minus? Well, I know what it is. I'm asking you take a guess at Duncan Robinson's plus minus if it's not right in front of you.
minus 14.
So I have it in a different tab. I'm gonna say run buckets run from PS3 in the chat. That's funny. I'm gonna say +6 because I feel like you're asking because it's supposed to surprise us. So I'm gonna say he's positive.
He's a plus 15.
Plus 15. My original guess was plus 13, but I was like, no.
That's wild.
Buckets running right now. And by the way, Buckets had another layup, and Buckets passed it out, and Buckets turned it over. Steve Scanlon weighing in on the chat. What's up, Steve? Question: What was LeBron sitting on when he was resting? A beanbag chair or something? What was it? It's the special LeBron. Somehow you get more athletic as you get older chair. God,
It's the throne.
Yeah, maybe it's the throne. That's a good one.
Yeah, I didn't actually see it, so I can't. And also,
I think it's probably one of those foam things that they sit on. NBA players are tall, so sometimes they have those essentially chair extenders.
So Kyle Kuzma right now is the Lakers' leading scorer with 9. Markieff Morris tied for second with 8. Markieff is also a team high plus 12. Kuzma is plus 8.
Can you prove it's not Marcus Morris?
Well, Marcus Morris is at home right now. I could prove. I'm just messing.
They could have done a parent trap right before.
Yeah, well, they've done that before. Apparently, I don't know if you've heard those stories, but like they actually, one of them was just straight up true. They did that in AAU where they switched. Like one of them played for the other one,
That's
and
awesome.
they got kicked off the team for it. So funny.
Well, it would be amazing if a team like pulled that where one of them fouled out or something like that in AAU. And they're like, but this other guy, he fouled out, but he's having a great game. So like,
yeah.
why don't you go in, like switch jerseys real quick, like low key or something.
The Spear of Destiny from Steve Scanlon. Maybe that is it.
Lakers are shooting the ball really well, 52% from the field compared to Miami's 43%.
Name the movie. One of you two, or in the chat.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not there yet. I'm about to get into the line. Settle down.
Okay.
I thought you said something and I missed it. So my apologies.
Here it is. I think I'm getting it right. Our density has brought me to you. I think it might have been
2001: A Space Odyssey.
Our density.
That was
has popped me to you. No?
For some reason, The Princess Bride is coming to mind, but I don't think that's right.
I'll give a better hint. Lorraine, our density has popped me to you.
You sound like the guy from Silence of the Lambs, so that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. I don't know what movie this is.
I don't think I've seen this movie.
You definitely have. Well, maybe it's possible you might not have seen it. Maybe I'm dating myself. I don't think I am. It's one of the greatest movies of all time. It's not Strange Brew, Everest, nor is it Coneheads, nor is it Austin Powers, nor is it Cool Runnings.
I've never even heard of this movie. What's it called again?
I haven't given the name of it yet.
I was going to say he hasn't given the name yet.
Oh.
So, some of the great characters, Doc, Marty, Lorraine.
Oh, it's from Back to the Future.
Our density has popped me to you. When George went to see Lorraine at the diner and he tried to get her. Yes, thank you, Steve Scanlon. There it is. Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3. His density had popped me. He wanted to say our destiny. Michael J. Fox, Marty told his dad to say the destiny has brought us together, and he said density. One of the great lines in movie history. That's why I'm here tonight.
Did that like mess something up?
No, yeah, everything was messed up, and then they fell in love, and nobody died. How do you go back to the future from Everett? You go towards. That's the whole point. They're Back to the Future. Greatest movie ever. You got a hoverboard, Wilson, don't you? You would have been great. You would have been great.
I did not have a hoverboard, but as a character.
Yeah, trivia. Name. What was the mayor's name in Back to the Future? Steve Scanlon. Can you pull that one? The mayor's name. Don't worry.
I'm not going to get any of these. The only thing I remember from Back to the Future was the Cubs being in the sports almanac.
That was Back to the Future 2 or 3. I think one of the two. Back to the Future was the only good Back to the Future, for the record.
That's a take.
I think it's true. I feel comfortable with that take.
Is it? I don't.
I mean, I
think I've only seen 2 of the 3. I don't know which 2 of the 3 I've seen, and I couldn't tell you really much of what happened at all, except for the fight at the dance.
Oh, well, you got the fight at the dance, though. Solid. What's your favorite movie of all time as the Heat go up 5, by the way? If Josh Wilson on a desert island can only have stream capabilities for one movie.
Might be Nightcrawler. Have you seen that one?
I've never seen Nightcrawler. Nick?
Great movie.
Yeah?
I never thought anybody would ever say it's their favorite movie of all time, which it's not a bad pick. It's just like I never thought that somebody
I don't even
would
know
see that. And
if I was going favorite, it might be like The Dark Knight or something like that, but I don't think I could watch The Dark Knight for the rest of my life. Nightcrawler is perplexing and interesting enough to me, and just a lot of character development that I feel like I could watch it over and over and just find something new every time in that character development.
PS3 Shake, strange flick. It feels like you're connecting on that one, Wilson.
Yep.
Who main character? Real name? Feels like an Al
Jake
Pacino.
Gyllenhaal? What?
Jake Gyllenhaal? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Jimmy Butler, by the way, with 15 on 6 of 8 shooting, 4 assists, on his way to 45, damn it.
Although, now that you say Pacino, that made me think of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which would not be another pick of mine, but another Tarantino movie, The Hateful Eight. That's a good one.
That's a good one. It's one that people generally dislike. I love it.
I think it's great.
My favorite movie, one of my favorite movies of all time, is Inglourious Bastards. I think that's Tarantino's best. And that's definitely it for me. Kelly Olynyk, Pump Fake. Oh, Jake Crowder just got only bricked the 3, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it was an interesting on the other end there. Jimmy got the rebound, and Rondo was the only guy there. That's an offensive foul on Anthony Davis, his 3rd foul. We'll take it.
Kind of surprised. Didn't really seem like Olynyk was set there.
I didn't think that was a good call at all.
Oh, JR, here we go.
Here comes JR. All right. He got a couple minutes the other night, right?
I believe
he
so,
did.
Yeah.
And it was like a couple max. Like he didn't get much run at all. No.
I think that was a good call.
I was gonna say when they slowed it down, I actually agreed with it.
I mean, it's a tough. You can't really go no call there. Robinson back to Butler. To Nunn on the weave. Tough pull up over LeBron. Got it. Not a great shot, but it went in. Heat by 7.
I don't know how this happened, but I'm ahead of you guys now.
You're ahead.
I'm ahead of you guys.
Streams are
it keeps flipping back and forth. So don't worry about adjusting it yet. I'll stay silent for the most part unless something extravagant happens. I'll wait till it happens for you guys to make my comments.
Markieff Morris, you can be on the drive whenever you want.
Oh no.
Oh, Kendrick Nunn
Kendrick Nunn blew out a tire.
No. Yeah, he's laboring. He's definitely
he got back up though.
He did, but when he got back down to the other end of the floor, it was obvious that something was wrong.
Ron goes up, gets the line and 1. Have you guys noticed, and Nikias Duncan on Twitter has pointed this out throughout the bubble, there's a lot more slippage going on in Orlando, and it seems like the floors are like more moist.
Like he has like mentioned it every time it happens. Which
right,
shout out to Nikias, he's great. You're right. Like he keeps hammering that point home. And he's absolutely right. You guys are both right.
It's got to be like, is it a humidity thing? I don't understand why.
It's almost like reminiscent of what's happening with the Giants field at like MetLife. How everyone's like, hey, you guys need to look at this turf because people keep getting hurt on it. And then they like look at it and they're like, no, it's up to code. Like it looks fine. And everyone's like, but it's not. And we're like, hey, these players keep slipping in Orlando. And the NBA is like, hey, it's probably fine.
We've got nowhere else to do this thing. So you kind of just got to suck it up. A couple of years back, a Sixers game got straight up postponed because water was just like seeping up from the floor and just like covering the court. And it was something about the dew point and all that scientific stuff that I don't really understand.
Yeah.
And there was never, at least that satisfied me, a very clear explanation for what happened that night, but they literally canceled the game. I think they were playing the Kings at the time. I believe DeMarcus Cousins was still on the Kings. And yeah, that was weird.
On another note,
said anyone see Shoplifters? Haven't seen that one.
I have not seen that.
Don't know Shoplifters.
I've seen Parasite. Parasite was great.
Yeah, Parasite that was another one I considered, but I didn't want to. I felt like it was recency bias. My favorite movie of last year.
I could go mega recency bias, and I don't feel comfortable calling it my favorite movie of all time, but it's good. Tenet.
I knew you were gonna say this.
Oh man, you want to talk about a special movie? Tenet is special.
I am not going to see that movie for probably a year and a half.
I've seen it 3 times. So
yeah, that's absurd.
Yeah. Well, I only went to the theater once. I'll just say that. So I think there we go.
You just played it in your mind's eye the other 2 times.
Yeah, sure.
Jimmy, tough shot in the lane, missed it. Then an awkward turnover. It's interesting too with Jimmy. Like he again, he turns it over. Could have complained for a foul. Doesn't say anything to the official. Just walks back down. Full gump mode.
It's also worth noting Kendrick Nunn, it looks like, is still on the floor.
Yeah, I think he just landed awkwardly.
I mean, it looked bad. Like he was full speed. He just kind of went straight into the ground. It looked like it could have been pretty bad.
Markieff Morris, who just got a dunk off a feed from LeBron.
Ooh.
is so happy to be playing on this team. It's unbelievable. Duncan Robinson.
Oh,
fills a
Duncan.
three.
Duncan Robinson.
Finally
Yeah,
gets
that was
something
that was a
going.
big boy shot.
5
Too bad he didn't
point.
get the foul call there.
First 3 of the game for him.
Let's see how who's gonna get fouled here. Caruso gets fouled.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Caruso that gets the foul.
I saw a funny video edit today of the LeBron quote, "When one of you falls, stay down. Your brother will come pick you up." And it flashed to Kuzma last game, got knocked down, and nobody came to help him
Nobody.
up.
He like immediately got up himself. Yeah, so funny. So funny. Also, they just pointed it out on the broadcast. Josh, you are 100% right, and especially after seeing the replay, which they're about to show again. Duncan Robinson did get fouled by LeBron there, for sure.
Yeah, that's what I felt like. And you think, like, you really want a guy like him. Yeah, he's in his landing space. You really want a guy like him to get that call so that, like, he can get some of that confidence back. Because if he gets a 4-point play, I don't know, maybe that kind of turns the tides for Duncan and his confidence and
the team in
some more
general.
of those big shots. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Let me know when you see the Jay Crowder horrendous pass. I fast forwarded through a little bit because it is
Mark.
It is epic.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
All right, and let me know when
Yeah,
LeBron.
What?
Yeah.
Jay Crowder with the slide.
Acting a fool.
Jay Crowder has come a long way since Mark predicted him to score 40 points in game 2. Oh, how the mighty fall.
Let me know when you get the LeBron James layup because it's a nice one. And then I'll hit play.
Just passed.
Yeah, you just passed it?
I think so. I was still thinking about the Jay Crowder pass.
Okay, I'm hitting play.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wasn't paying attention.
Jay Crowder just hit a.
He just went to the bucket.
We're probably ahead of you now. You're
slightly ahead of me. All right, Crowder just laid it in for me. All right, 49-46. It wasn't about me being ahead of you guys, but I like being I want to be close.
It wasn't about me being ahead, but it's 100% about me.
Yeah.
I was being bothered because I didn't want to look at the scores and be behind. J.R. Smith for 3, no good. That's enjoyable. I wouldn't mind.
Shot looked a little bit better there.
Robinson for 3, ew. I mean, Duncan Robinson's family's got to be just embarrassed.
JR just missed LeBron on that cut. Instead defers to KCP in the corner. KCP with a shot that's worse than an air ball right off the side of the backboard. That's one of those shots that make you want to be
Jimmy taking it to the hole.
Finally got one to go. All right.
17, 6, and 6 for Jimmy on 7 for 11. Is this that game, Mark? Is this that game
quiet,
you were kind of alluding to at the? You're 100% right, Mark. At the beginning of the game, we kind of talked about Jimmy having one of those performances where we kind of look back and think, man, like that was something special. Like I think LeBron game 1, 2018 against the Warriors. I don't care that they lost. That was special.
That was incredible.
It kind of feels like that's where we're going with Jimmy right now.
That's where we need to go. That's for sure. It's a good, solid drive. Took the contact, laid it in. If he was going to have that night, though, he's missed a lot of shots he should have made or could have made at least. Caruso free throw, 51-47. Have you seen that play yet?
Nope.
Oh, okay. I'm slightly ahead of you. Jimmy, though, was 17.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. We did. The camera was on Jimmy. I wasn't paying attention. We did see that.
17, 6, and 6 for Butler. Let me know do you have the second free throw in yet?
He's about to put it
up.
He's
take it.
Doing his routine right now.
Okay. I'm a tenth ahead of you. This is perfect.
Right,
Got it.
Went in, yeah.
So as we come up on halftime here, obviously it gets too much emphasis as to what happens in the last minute of these games. Wow, that was a foul when Butler scored in the lane. It should have been an and one. Rondo cracked him. People forget, by the way, that Jimmy and Rondo were teammates in Chicago. And that's
true. They were.
I do forget that.
And they got along very well. It was Jimmy, Rondo, and D Wade, which is obviously another Heat connection. LeBron shooting a tough 3. Wow, that was a great 3 by LeBron.
Bobby Portis, Cristiano Felicio, Paul Zipser, Denzel Valentine. That was quite the team there. I think was Robin Lopez on that team?
Robin Lopez I
He
can't
might have
remember.
been.
Oh, Solomon Hill.
Solomon Hill a 3. Lakers are about to get another 3. Is it going to be Bron on Robinson? Nope. It's going to be J.R. Smith hitting a 3. Golly. I mean, players got to love playing with LBJ, especially shooters.
Absolutely.
Solomon
Especially
Hill
this
had another
year,
chance
too.
to fire one. He didn't do it. Robinson, that pass is way too late to Butler. Foul, though, on the pass from Tyler Hero was too late, but Hero does get fouled. Back and forth first half here.
Let me do a quick box score check for us here.
And if Miami could just hit some of those threes.
Woof. Yeah, that's not great. Duncan Robinson, 1 of 5. 3 of them came on consecutive possessions. Actually, all 4 of his missed shots came on consecutive possessions. It was 3 threes, and then he had 1 in the middle of the lane. So since then, I guess he's at least made 2 shots. One of them was the 3-pointer, and then I think one of them was about a 10-footer.
And he's plus 18.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, my LeBron James troll tweets, they actually do okay. I feel like people are going to hate me for them, but
Well, that's partially because it's your brand.
Yeah, you just like to bait people.
My brand is to whine about LeBron James. What a terrible brand.
At least you know.
My brand is to be the biggest LeBron James complainer. Actually, Skip Bayless has that one locked down.
Wow, that's true. Yeah.
3 ball by J.R. Smith, no good. Tip up, no good. And we are at the half. 58-54. Miami the lead. What is that?
Anthony
grunt?
Davis has been only
We're
played
there.
11 minutes, obviously in foul trouble with 3 so far, only at 5 points, 1 board, 1 assist on the night. No trips to the line. LeBron, Markieff Morris, only players in double figures for the Lakers. Jimmy and Jay Crowder, only 2 in double figures for Miami.
You ready for the Carm conspiracy theory?
Oh, I love
Give it to me.
conspiracy theories. Yes, please.
So we were having a discussion in game 2 as to who would be the MVP. So if the officials want to get in here, you're going to start calling fouls on Anthony Davis to keep him off the floor. LeBron is getting more minutes. He starts padding the stats, and then there's a clear separation, and LeBron James becomes your NBA Finals MVP. Conspiracy theory, Carm. Davis in foul trouble because the refs are trying to throw the MVP to LeBron.
Is it that, or is Anthony Davis committing fouls?
It's probably
I think it's the latter, actually.
PS3 Shakes, by the way, saying that Shoplifters is a great date movie on another level. I think every call about Anthony Davis was fair and just, and this is a conspiracy theory that's based on absolutely nothing.
It could be Anthony Davis fouling his way out so that LeBron can take over and get the MVP.
Big brains in here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I give the Lakers some credit, especially in that second quarter, not just because they were able to battle back. A lot of it was because they stopped committing turnovers. They only had 4 compared to 10 in the first quarter. They only committed 4 there in the second. So like the 15 or some odd points that Miami had off turnovers in that first quarter, those were eliminated. And then like Josh said, if Miami was actually able to hit some of their threes, only 5 of 15, 33.3 repeating percent. Not the most optimal thing in the world, but they do have something going for them. They're shooting, I'm going to round up a little bit, 91% from the line, 48% from the field. Both teams actually are. So this is
the Lakers have 29 points from their bench.
Let's throw it out to the chat here. I'm thinking about a halftime libation. I'm debating a nice glass of hydration water, just full Sunday night health. Get yourself going right into the work week. Or I'm also debating, I believe there's a Miller High Life that is available to me.
The champagne of beers.
Champagne of beers is available tonight. I believe we have some red wine to go full LeBron James style.
Yes.
Sip on a little red. I could go with the out of the box heavy move on a Sunday night, and knock down a little bit of a maker's mark. That's on the table. And
Everest suggested absinthe and Red Bull.
Absinthe and Red Bull is not going to happen, but I like that option. And then I think I do have a Guinness available to me as well. So any thoughts here, team?
I'm team water all the way, but I will stand by you no matter what decision you end up making.
So that seems like a pretty bipartisan answer. I'm going to give you a real answer, Mark.
Yes.
You have to do the wine. You
gotta do the wine.
Yeah, because Guinness is like, it's okay. I can drink one, and then it's like I can't do dark beers after that.
Right.
I was gonna say Miller High Life because it's the champagne of beers. I'm gonna say do the wine. I have at my disposal. I have water. I have. I got some Mountain Dew. I could tear into that. I got some Coors Banquet. And then
you got the Banquet kicking down.
We got Banquet. And then we also have some PBR. Got that Pabst Blue in the fridge. So yeah, we got some options over here as well.
Strong rumor that Sean Daly just joined the chat. As you can see, Sean Daly joining the chat right now. Hi, buddy.
Let me go.
Sean, we're debating what I should go for the halftime drink. We've got Miller High Life. I think I have a Coors Banquet too, and so does Nick. But my Coors Banquet has been in my fridge for 3 years. My brother brought it over for dinner when he came over. I'm like, who the hell drinks Coors Banquet? Not me.
I don't think it expires.
Yeah, right. I've had mine in the fridge for like 6 months. We could share that together. We could
share a Banquet. I've got Guinness, and then we got the red wine, and then we were gonna go Maker's Mark, Sunday night extravaganza here. So Sean, your thoughts?
Always the champagne of beers.
Always the champagne.
Always my choice, at least.
It's such a good, underrated domestic beverage.
Why not just one of each?
Let me say this really quick. So actually, Josh, that's not a bad idea. So because Sean said Miller High Life, I'm actually going to change my answer to Coors Banquet. Now, Josh, you have to choose between Miller or Coors Banquet, be the tiebreaker, and then Mark will get to know what he drinks. Because if you get a Coors Banquet, I'll go get one too.
I'll go Banquet.
Think of the entertainment. There you go, Josh. Thank you. You have to do it. You have
all right,
to
let's
do
go
it.
Get the Banquet.
All right.
I'll get the Banquet.
While they're doing that, Sean, what have you noticed in the first half?
I mean, it's the Jimmy Butler show. He's dragging him. If he runs out of gas, it's over.
Yeah, and I just feel like, I don't know, maybe we're due for a Jimmy Butler explosion, but he's just not accustomed to like those takeovers we've seen from some of the star players on different teams this year. So it's like, can he even do that?
Yeah, at least by scoring. Like it seems like he fills the cracks of everything else, a little bit of here, a little bit of there. But I mean, he's got to keep filling it up. I was really disappointed. They always start big with Myers Leonard. I'm like, all right, maybe he'll provide some size. And then you're like 5 minutes in, you're like, oh, that's why he doesn't play. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's basically ruined it for himself in 2 consecutive games, pretty much right off the bat. I think like one of the first plays tonight was like him just getting broken down on a LeBron drive right away. And yeah, I don't know. At least he got like 10 minutes of finals play between these last 2 games. So good for him, I guess. But there you go, guys.
Twist off Banquet. Nick, cheers.
Cheers. No free ads, but here's a free ad for Coors Banquet.
There we go,
Coors baby bottle.
The worst beer ever.
No, it's great. I'm trying to secure the bag on a sponsorship, Mark. Come on. I love Coors.
Oh, my God. This is delicious. I was totally wrong. I love Coors Banquet.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I do want to address PS3 in the chat. His NBA conspiracy revolves around foreign players getting awards to boost their international markets. Here's the thing. One, I don't think it's insane to think that until you actually have inocular proof that it's not true, because I can't think of in any recent years, like when was the last time a foreign player won anything meaningful that they didn't deserve?
I feel like the only thing that comes to mind for me is like Melly from the Pelicans got on the world team for like the rookie game, which
he should have, because he's amazing.
He's not amazing.
But let me ask you, who would have replaced him?
Yeah, I can't think of anyone right now, but it felt a little odd to me.
Oh, his example is Gobert winning Defensive Player of the Year. Okay, that's not bad actually, but I think it's not egregious that he won. Like, you can think it should have been Draymond or PG or Kawhi, like whoever you want. But at the end of the day, like, there was at least a case for him and it made complete sense. Like, it wasn't like a wait out of left field. Who's this guy that just won? You know what I mean? So while I get if you're upset that Gobert's won, 2 now? No, the answer is no.
Yeah, but like, I guess, I mean, Gobert's definitely better than him, but like Miles Turner to me is not that far behind Gobert as a rim protector and as a defensive player.
I'd agree.
And he gets almost no recognition for that.
And then his other example was Giannis stole Harden's MVP last season too.
No. Disagree.
Also no. Also
people
no
like to hate Giannis now. I feel like the Giannis hate train is gaining steam pretty fast.
Such bull. So annoying. And as somebody who has gone to war for him like way more times than I'd like to count, like at this point, I think I've gone to war for Giannis and Middleton more than I have for any Piston in recent months or years. Yeah, no, they're both amazing. Giannis is amazing. I'm still not ready to call him the best player in the world because I don't think that he is. But he was well deserving of both MVPs and getting Defensive Player this year.
Did you all see the rumor that was? I mean, this is a straight garbage rumor, but the Giannis Harden pairing them up together, 3-team trade with Minnesota, making the way around the internet today.
I did. You'll have to send me that. I'd like to actually, if you're able to find that, like while we're on stream, I'd actually like to be able to read that because that's no, I did not see that.
Would you like me to read it to you?
Or that? Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
Hang on a second here. Giannis Harden trade. So. Not coming up with the most. It was from Bleacher Report, who came up with. Just a total sham organization. They don't know what the hell they're doing over there.
No.
Yeah.
I guess we're sort of syndicated with them, so I should probably.
No, we love Bleacher Report. We love literally every website out there. Everybody's doing a great job. Way to go, Battle. Be in the mix.
And a tough year for content creators.
Yeah.
Let's take it easy.
Zach Buckley of Bleacher Report suggested one particular scenario that could result in Miami landing Harden. The 3-time scoring champion is a point-producing machine like we haven't seen since Michael Jordan. Like Antetokounmpo, Harden has come close to leading a championship charge, but hasn't reached the final since handling 6-man duties with the 2011-12 Thunder. Pair Harden with Antetokounmpo, though, and the Bucks have the NBA's best scorer, the most disruptive defender, not to mention these two could be magic pick-and-roll partners. Buckley has the Rockets giving up Harden for a return of Jarrett Culver, Dante DiVincenzo, DJ Wilson, James Johnson, and 3 future first-round picks. The third team, Minnesota, would get Chris Middleton and a second. In Houston, the deal will essentially launch a rebuild with several players and draft picks if they find trades for their other stars, Russell Westbrook, Robert Covington. For Minnesota, the acquisition of Middleton gives them a solid two-way player to put besides Towns and D'Angelo Russell. And, of course, the Bucks end up with Harden, and they win the NBA championship. That's the rumor.
I'm going to throw something out there.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the half of a Coors banquet that I've had. I don't hate that. Like, I don't think it should happen, but like, and on paper, like, I don't think
there's no way the Houston Rockets are taking, and maybe I'm missing something here. Jared Culver, Dante DiVincenzo, DJ
Wilson. For what it's worth, you're right.
Is the first pick? It's got to be involved in there, right? But is that explicitly stated, or is it just a general?
It is. You get 1 in 24, I think, this year. But like the first pick this year, I mean, who's even going number 1?
It's not the worst fake trade I've ever.
I think that's what I mean. Is that I think it's just refreshing to hear a Giannis, or not a Giannis trade proposal, but a trade proposal for a major player that I'm kind of like, huh.
It is reasonable on all three sides, but yeah, Houston, there's no way. I feel like even Minnesota has reason to turn that down. Although I don't know. You said Middleton goes to Minnesota?
Yeah.
Because then are you doing D'Lo at the 2, Chris at the 3? You know what I mean?
Who's the 1?
Jeff Teague. So then what are you doing? You're doing Teague, D'Lo, Chris, I guess. You're having Cat at the 5. Let me say this. The spacing and the 3-point shooting on that team would be really good.
I love the trade for Minnesota, and I love the trade for Milwaukee. I don't think I like it if I'm not giving up one of the best, the MVP for 3 guys that my fan base has not heard of, and none of them have star potential.
Yeah.
What did Culver do this year? Did he produce at all?
Minnesota fans hate him. Well, there's like, I don't know. There's like there's a contingency of them that like really don't like him. And then there's some, like the other side of the aisle is that people really do like him. I don't know off the top of my head what his production was, but I know that people are kind of split on him. I just think with Houston, it's like, okay, so you're trading James Harden to then get what? James Harden light with LaMelo Ball? Like then you're just kind of starting from scratch with, I don't want to say the same player, but someone who to an extent is just like a huge question mark. I don't know. I think, Mark, you're right that if anybody says no to that, it's Houston.
Culver, 9.2 points, 3.4 rebounds, 1.7 assists, atrocious beyond the arc, 29.9% shooting, but 40% from the field. Got to the line twice a game, shot 46.2% from the line. Is that real?
There's no, I trust Basketball Reference, but
he was 54 of 117 from the free throw line.
Jesus.
I did not know it was that bad.
The X factor here is that the Rockets ownership wants to cut costs super badly. So, I mean, you never know, but
that's true.
That'd be the only reason that anyone would pull the trigger on that, I think.
Well, I think if they were to make a big enough change to the point where like Morey's done, then it would set like the next GM up for like the framework of, okay, what do you want to build here? Which is a reasonable thing to think that like, oh, there's a world in which that could happen. I think we're probably past the point now. I think Morey would have been canned if he were going to be.
I agree. Like I was really worried that he wasn't going to have a job.
And it's sad because it would be mostly, I would think like, not really that, okay, you did a poor job here, but rather like you did the job you didn't get us to the finals. And there's all this China stuff where you were really just kind of, being a good person.
He was just dragged through the mud. Like, I think to Sean's point, like about Houston wanting to be, like fiscally responsible. I think Tillman Fertitta, like the ultimate conservative, it wouldn't surprise me if he's like trying to, you said cut costs is the actual like verbiage that you used. I don't know if like trading James Harden is what they would do to do that. Because Russell Westbrook is right there. Like if I'm trading anybody with a massive contract, it's probably going to be him. But that is, again, though, that's one of the better trade proposals that I've heard.
Well, also, is Houston in the tax next year even? Don't they pretty consistently stay out of it?
They do, by the skin of their teeth.
So, like, trading doesn't, I don't know how much they've got 130 on the books next year. So,
that's the cap,
that's not great. I don't know that it will be.
Well, you're right. Right.
Myers Leonard all by himself with LeBron James as the second half's underway here. LeBron's
they're trying that again.
3 over him. I never get that. Constantly when the big man gets caught on a guard or even on LeBron James, they ended up taking a step back rather than driving the dude to the hoop. And Duncan Robinson just hit a 3 that somehow went in. Miami by 7. Hey, Sean, what was your takeaway from the first half, by the way?
I mean, I ironically mentioned how bad Myers Leonard looked. And just that it's if the Heat are going to win, it's going to be on Jimmy Butler's back, which should be interesting because as Josh pointed out, scoring isn't always his forte. He seems to fill the cracks everywhere they need it, but scoring isn't always his go-to skill. So, I mean, it was a rock fight for a little bit there. It's picked up a bit since then.
I'm starting to wonder, at least for 1 second here, up 7, if this is the gentleman's sweep right here. Could it be just the night that Miami gets hot here? Wow, there's a foul on Dwight trying to guard the unstoppable Myers Leonard 30 feet from the bucket. We'll take
Well, it would be the night to do it on their home floor.
They are at home. That's right. Game 3. Anybody want to give a hot NFL take from today for 1 second?
Matt Patricia doesn't deserve a job in any capacity ever again.
What happened? What happened in that game? I saw that the Lions were up early. The Lions were up early and they just dumped it.
So we go down and score, and then Drew Brees' first pass of the game was picked. So
pick.
Yes, you're right, but still on the stat sheet, it's an interception. We start on like the 30-yard line. We go down and score again, up 14-0 in the first 4.5 minutes. New Orleans rattles off 35 unanswered points, and
that's just better team.
No, it had nothing to do with the Saints being a better team.
Really?
They were missing Michael Thomas. Mark, you watched week 1 against the Lions. I know you did. And you saw how fundamentally bad and undisciplined the Lions were. For having this defensive-minded coach, this guy who we were led to believe is this defensive guru, the Lions consistently have one of the worst defenses in football. And Josh, you tweeted me at the wrong time because I was very mad, but you were right that at least the Lions are consistent every week in that they keep blowing double-digit leads. You're up 17 on the Bears. You're up 10 on the Packers. You're up 14 on the Saints, and it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You're going to the second half. Kenny Golladay has 1 target for a touchdown. TJ Hawkinson has no targets. Marvin Jones, no targets. Like, it's absurd. If nothing else, like, we have the best punter in football, and that's fun. But other than that, everything is just trash. And Sean, you're right. I was kidding. It's not actually a hot take. But yeah, Matt Patricia is garbage.
By the way, Tyler Hero just banged a 3. Miami called timeout. And that's, as you see, 66-54 Heat by 12 with 9:17 to go here. Nice solid start to the second half by Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero, the Miami Heat. Sean, you got a hot take from today?
The Browns might have figured it out. Is that a hot take?
Ooh, that's a hot take. Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
They looked good, at least on offense, and their next 2 out of their next 3 games aren't the hardest. You got the Colts, who are beatable, the Bengals, who are beatable, and then obviously the Steelers, who we think are pretty good. But I mean, the Browns could be what, 6-2? It's a possibility.
Yeah.
Colts actually looked good today against the Bears. I mean, maybe it was the Bears' incompetence and showing that they haven't beaten anyone, and Nick Foles is not everything Chicago was hoping he would be, but Indy was actually pretty impressive today. But all right, Cleveland.
I'd say that, and that we got to stop asking if the Bills are actually real. I think they're a good football team. I think we could say that now.
This is the week. So my mom grew up in Orchard Park, huge Bills fan. She said she wasn't going to believe it was real until we're like, about this far into the season, because she was like, well, it's basically preseason up until essentially this point. So until it gets real, I'm not going to believe it as a Bills fan because I've been let down so many times. But yeah, Josh Allen's definitely for real.
And their D-line took over at the end there. They forced a bunch of fumbles. I didn't realize that's where Josh Norman ended up. It's kind of a funny face in the crowd.
I just I don't want to – we can come right back to this. I just want to address it. So PS3 added in the chat, per the Foreigner conspiracy, Pascal Siakam making the second All-NBA team. I don't know. That feels pretty much fair to me. Like, we've never seen a player get as good as fast, especially offensively, the way that we have with Siakam. A guy who, like, you blink and you're like, he scored 40 points. Wait, 36 of them were this quarter? 20 of them were in the last 2 minutes. Like, it's unreal that like he keeps finding himself on these like what's the what I'm looking for? Like these avalanches of scoring outputs. Like, I think it's pretty just to put him in that position. And, you know, to be totally fair, like all Toronto needed from him in the Boston series was one good game, like one pretty decent game. And he couldn't do that for him. He couldn't put it together. But otherwise, no, I don't. I mean, even if it was the third team, like Siakam deserved to be on one of those, I think.
I also don't like, he does, obviously he is an international player, but I don't really consider him to be lumped in necessarily with the international group because he, you know, went to college domestically here at New Mexico State. So like, I kind of think of him as like having gone through the domestic ranks. So I don't know, to me, he is, you know, Cameroon, but at the same time, like he kind of came up very traditionally.
It's like Andrew Wiggins, like technically international, but yeah, no, I agree with you.
Yeah, I think the argument against him is that he had a really hot start and then kind of cratered after that. So like
he did have a pretty nasty fall.
Yeah, our last image of Pascal Siakam is not very good.
Myers Leonard on the drive off to Hero, missed the three. That would have been amazing if Myers Leonard actually created a
Hero's feed to Leonard there behind the back. Like, was
Leonard should have taken that three.
Yeah, that was great. But Tyler Hero now on the break.
That was a
great finish.
Sweet lefty reverse finish.
Yeah,
really tough finish.
As LeBron did not get a call in the lane that I think he deserved. And KCP just deserved a foul that he didn't get.
He did 100%, yeah.
Butler for Robinson. Hero wide open three. No, Jimmy had it, lost it. Crowder has it. He's looking for room to take the three. Hero in the lane. Don't do something dumb. All right. Settle down, Miami. That's something dumb. A Jay Crowder three ball off the dribble going left to front of the rim. Miami takes terrible shots.
Shot clock was going down. It was about 4 on the clock. You know, I mean, there's only so much you're going to be able to create at that point.
Fine.
That was a shot where you heard the clank, though.
Yeah.
You like, I felt that hit the rim.
Lakers haven't made a single field goal yet in this quarter.
Can I tell my Buffalo Bills Carm intern story?
Sure.
Do it.
So this is back in the day when I had control of a radio station's internship program, and this guy was living in Buffalo. He wanted to come to Chicago and do an internship in the summertime, and I'm like, dude, nobody ever gets hired from these internships. You really want to move here and rent a place and spend all that money for a gig you're not going to get? And this was after he had hit me up like 5-6 times and I never responded. And then he like called me like in like the office phone. I'm like, hello, this is Matthew, and I am calling about this yeah, dude. Well, the reason why I haven't responded is I just don't think it makes sense for somebody from out of town to come and do this. Well, if I drive there, will you at least meet with me? Sure, I'll meet with you. So he drives from Buffalo to Chicago to meet with me. I tell him my whole spiel. You're not going to get paid. You're not going to get hired. And he's like, I really want the job. Can I do it? I'm like, dude, if you want to do it, you're in. You've got all the skill set here. So he takes the gig. He finds a house or whatever, an apartment to rent. He like met this nice family. He lived in Chicago. So about 3 weeks into it, I just realized this is the smartest kid I've ever been around. Like knows everything. I'm like, what'd you get on your SATs? Did you get a perfect score on your SATs? Did you get a 1600? Or I said, what'd you get on your SATs? 1600. Right. That's what I thought. So you got a perfect score. He's like, well, technically you can miss 2 and still get a perfect score. I'm like, all right. But he was the biggest Buffalo Bills fan. So whenever his phone rang, his flip phone back in the day, it would be to the Bills Want to Make You Shout. Do you know that song there, Josh Wilson, if your mom is such a huge Bills fan?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So that was his ringer. The Bills Want to Make You Shout. He loved the Buffalo Bills. That's my Buffalo Bills intern story. Love that guy. So I just texted him.
Now?
Yeah. I am over the moon with our offense. Now just have to hope with the big bad virus does it submarine the season. Basically what you said.
KCP with the 3-pointer. Jay
Yeah, I
Crowder
was
with
just
another
gonna
missed
say
three.
that. Yeah. Mark, how's your banquet? How's your Coors banquet?
I'm nursing this thing. It's not easy. I don't know if we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose an advertiser here, Nick.
It's gonna get warm and then it's gonna get worse. You have about a 15-minute window with Coors Banquet because the second it gets a degree warmer, it's over.
It's terrible.
It's amazing. It's so good. If it was professional to shotgun this, I would do that. It's so good.
It tastes like paint thinner. Not that I know what that tastes like, but it's got the worst aftertaste.
Hold on.
Yeah.
That's Coors, baby. It's great. I don't have a problem with it.
Listen,
I'll have to stop by. I'll take those all off your hands. I'll bring them all home on the brown line. I'll bring them home.
I'll bring them by tomorrow. Don't you worry. I think there's at least 2 left in there. I like literally everything too, but this and like Busch Light. That was a funny. Who did Iowa State beat yesterday?
Oklahoma.
Yeah. I forget who tweeted it, but the tweet was, do they have enough Busch Light and Ames to get through the night? The college days. What was your college beer, Sean?
High Life, the champagne of beers down at Temple.
See, but High Life is like straight delicious. And $7 for a 12-pack, you can't beat it.
Oh, yeah. And then, I mean, I think both these beers, though, because then with Coors Banquet, you had Sam Elliott with his Rocky Mountain Coors Banquet beer. And then you had the Champagne of Beers commercial where this guy would go to your tailgate, and if you didn't like your tailgate, he'd confiscate your High Life. Have you guys seen that commercial?
I haven't seen it.
Like, they're like cooking ostrich burgers, and he's like, ostrich burgers? No. And he just takes it and leaves with the High Life. So both good marketing campaigns. But, I mean, it's the classiest beer around. Can't go wrong with High Life.
Oz behind the glass. Do you have a favorite terrible beer? Oz sometimes talks to us. Sometimes he won't. When you ask him to come in here.
No, I don't drink beer. I couldn't answer that question now.
Oz. All right.
Tecate.
Oh, Oz.
Tecate. Tecate is a solid choice. Open 3. No good. Tyler Hero. Mike.
Just a couple.
I might have been behind there. That was a replay.
That was actually a replay. Yeah, that was the same one I was thinking of.
Yeah. All right, back on track. You're 6 minutes to go, or under 6. In the heat at the foul line here. Who's going to the line? Looks like it's going to be Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy with a tough take.
Oh,
Hunter said Natty Light. His pick is Natty Light.
I mean, it tastes like water, right? It's easy to get down.
See, I would put that with like Michelob Ultra, delicious.
Oh, you have to say that. You have to say that after what they did for you. You have to say that.
I do, but I'm telling you, they're delicious. I'm shockingly just on board. I would never endorse a product that I didn't believe in, and I believe in the Michelob Ultra. That
speaks volumes about what you think about Coors, because you are openly like, no.
This is. I mean, I'm in on the Coors Light, 25 to 30 a day diet.
That's the Andre Drummond diet for Hunter there. That's what he was on too. I'm not even being funny. Like, he actually was just drinking beer all day. That was his diet.
That's how he said he gained weight, right?
I don't remember how many he was drinking. I don't think it was that many. But yeah, he was just drinking beer all day. And I was like, guess I can be an NBA player then. Josh, you haven't weighed in here. I know you just threw that out there in the chat.
I kept it pretty clean in college, to be honest. I was basically mainlining coffee, though.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Death Wish coffee nearly killed me a couple times. So there was that.
Did you do that? Isn't there that thing where if you drink like 70 cups of coffee in a day or something, you die or something?
Is that how it works? I
There's something
probably
like that, yeah.
could push that limit with my caffeine tolerance back then.
I think coffee's gross. And I didn't have a college beer because I didn't finish high school. But yeah, as soon as I turned 21, Coors Light became the go-to.
Well, now they got PBR's got coffee flavored beer if you're into that sort of thing.
Is that a thing? That sounds like a
That
bad
That seems like that
IPA.
would just be
Great
not
move
good.
by Jimmy in the lane,
Yeah.
shaking and baking and spinning and dropping it in off a ball. Ooh, alley-oop to Dwight. We're gonna foul on.
Did that go in?
No,
Oh, wow.
no. Foul on Olenek. Ooh, wow, tough layup by Rondo. Does that count off the frame of the backboard?
Man.
It's supposed to be out, is it not? Seems like it hit the top.
Do you think if you played an entire basketball game with LeBron James that you would score?
No. And that's just because
Absolutely.
I'm not confident in my own ability. But I think most people probably would.
I think I'd feel compelled to score. I mean, the amount of confidence
yeah.
playing with that guy.
That's true.
I mean, you're going to get some open shots.
Yeah.
Just got to make one.
Ooh,
Is that,
Probably
Olenek?
not-
Is that Kelly that just hit that
That
shot?
was Kelly.
yeah.
Bombs away. Bang, bang. 9-point lead for Miami.
Okay, so Miami, I want to say I think is going to win this game, and then I don't know what happens if you can get Bam back for Game 4.
Well, then people are going to be seeing a lot more of us for the next week or so. I would say to that.
It's definitely all of a sudden kind of a series if you come into Game 4 only down 2-1 and you have Bam. Although, like Carm said, this could just be the gentleman's sweep.
You're definitely right. Because I just don't. I find it really hard to believe that Dragic is able to come back in this series. But with Bam, it does kind of seem like it's a day by day thing. I also
You find it hard to
add-
believe that Dragic is going to come back. That's what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Tearing. Yeah, no.
And that's what I don't, because I don't know a lot about the anatomy of what exactly his injury is. But if you tell me that you tore something, I don't think you're going to be coming back within a week and a half. Like that just
Tearing
doesn't
in the
sound right.
foundation of your body too.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought that was usually like an injury that didn't Noah had that too. I thought you had to manage that as opposed to just you were out for a certain amount of time. But
I don't have
really?
a medical degree, so I don't want to weigh in on that. I don't actually know.
Open three. Kuzma, no good. Olenek, the rebound.
Rondo definitely just passed that ball to himself.
Ooh, blocking foul.
Playoff
KCP.
Rondo, baby.
This is it's getting interesting, y'all. I mean, if you had to bet right now, who would you take
In this
Lakers.
game or the series?
this game?
I'd still say the Lakers. I will say Jimmy's at 25 and he's 10 of 14 from the field. He's got 25, 8 and 8, so he is approaching that triple double once again. I still do like the Lakers though.
I mean,
going
I'd
with
take
Jimmy.
Miami in this game.
Jimmy's got that look in his eye.
But I give Mark a lot of credit because he's right. Like especially in this game, the composure is really there. Like he's not. I don't know, and it's not like he's being. I guess I don't know how to articulate it, but I guess like Josh and I were talking about earlier, it really is a very quiet performance from him tonight. A quiet 26, 8 and 7, 8 and 8 rather.
8-point game. Well, let's put it this way. Miami, if they want to win this thing, the best 15 minutes that they're going to have to play better be the next 15. This is when after LeBron comes off this rest, the full force is going to be coming. Rondo down the lane. That's a terrible shot. Duncan Robinson can't. Wow. What do they call? Offensive foul? I missed that. I think it might have been 24-second violation.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, the combination of LeBron trying to go for the throat and the officials maybe helping him out a little bit is going to be on display. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, Carm, you're right. This does have to be the best 15 minutes because effectively, I mean, Miami's season, I feel like is over anyway, but it's for sure over if you go down 3-0,
Yeah.
whereas 2-1 is much more manageable, buys you some time to get Bam back. Probably not Goran, but
Oh my goodness! That first of all, for Kendrick Nunn to make that pass to, I think it was Iguodala sitting in the paint there, and for him to have the presence of mind to kick it back out to Olynyk, and for him to actually make that shot, the soft touch that he had, what a massive sequence there for Miami.
That was a great pass and a very friendly roll for Kelly Olynyk as he hit the front of the rim and went straight up and came down through.
Wow.
But that's what you need if you're looking to pull off a Game 3 upset. Game 4, by the way, Tuesday night, and then Game 5, you do get a 2-day break. So in Bam Adebayo theory, like if you win tonight, even if you lose Tuesday, now it's 3-1, but you have all the way till next Friday to get him back on the court.
Yeah.
You know, that's now you're talking about a significant amount of time to get healthy, I would think. Maybe it matters.
Yeah, and I mean, at that point, like Josh said, if you're cutting the deficit to 2-1 tonight, and then if you can try to emulate the success that you saw tonight, and that was actually, I don't remember who said it. It might have been me. I don't know who said it. If I'm Miami going into this game, it was like, can we get Anthony Davis in foul trouble? Because at the very least, he needs to not shoot 15 of 20. Well, a really good way to do that is by getting him into foul trouble. Picking up 3 fouls pretty early. He's only 4 or 6 right now with 11 points. So if Miami's able to,
for that?
What's that?
Olynyk did
right,
doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. You're 100% right. So again, if you can replicate that, if you can win tonight and then going into Game 4, if you can replicate that, if Bam's not able to come back, because again, for all intents and purposes, me as an individual, I'm assuming that Dragic is done. But if Bam is able to come back for game either 3 or Game 4 or 5, we might actually have a series here.
By the way, I think it's an interesting, if you look at the minutes right now, Jimmy is on pace to play 46 minutes.
Yeah.
He's sitting there. He's 10 of 14. He's got 26 points. He's got 8 rebounds, 8 assists, but he's also played 31 minutes. So
he has to. Like, he literally has to.
I would take him out right here. Try to steal 3 minutes here. And if you can't get the full 3, give him this timeout and give him a minute of just relaxing. Let him take a little bit of a load off. That's what I would do.
So I don't mean to. I just don't want to forget to say this. I guess first of all, I agree with you. So this is really interesting. Everyone in the Lakers starting 5, their plus minus is negative. Everyone on their bench, it's positive. For Miami, it's the exact opposite. Everyone in their starting 5, positive plus minus. Everyone off the bench is negative. Josh, I know you probably have it up, so you can't answer here. Who is leading the Miami Heat in plus minus tonight? This is for Sean and Mark.
Oh,
no, I looked at it. It's weird. If you need a hint.
Yeah, no, I saw it too. Duncan Robinson plus 25.
Oh, okay, well, everybody knows. There goes my trivia question. All right, yeah, plus 25. That's wild.
You kind of, what's interesting to me when you look at the Lakers starting lineup is they're all negative except for one guy who's even, and that's LeBron. LeBron's at 0.
Yeah, I guess Tyler Hero's also at 0, so we can't really call him. He hasn't, quote unquote, been a plus and hasn't been a negative either.
Well, and someone else that jumps out is Davis and LeBron being careless with the ball. They have 9 turnovers combined, which is especially 5 from Davis, which is seems characteristic. So between fouls and turnovers, not his best game.
I think about 7 of those were in that first quarter alone, if memory serves. Not that it makes it any better. I guess if nothing else, what I'm saying is they've tightened it up since then. Partially is because Anthony Davis hasn't been playing, but still.
Here's another question. Should Andre Iguodala give up the fight and shave off all the hair?
Yes. So should LeBron. Yes.
Hey, Wilson, I think you're muted. Yeah, you've been talking. I can't see you or hear you.
I don't hear you either, Josh Wilson.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess I don't either.
Josh Wilson has muted himself.
It's been out
I
for a
didn't
few
even
minutes.
notice.
I've
I'm
been
sorry,
waiting
I
for you
didn't
to
even notice
visibly
that.
talk.
I bet he's just mouthing the words. He's not actually saying anything.
Does he know? Is he trying to figure out?
Yeah,
Can you
he's
nod?
messaging us on Slack. He knows.
Oh, he is? Okay. All right. Jimmy fadeaway didn't give him a break, and he hit a really tough shot.
What a bucket.
Yeah. I think we're going to get a reconnect from Wilson. Rondo, Markeith could have shot it, didn't. I love when Markeith puts it on the floor. Anthony Davis against Iggy, tough fadeaway. Got it. God, that's such a tough shot.
Really
I mean,
nice.
it worked, right? It ended up being okay. But this is what the problem has been with Markieff Morris. I guess not really in this series, but especially it happened with Marcus Morris too with the Clippers. Like late in these games, like they're just so tentative with their shot. Like I don't really understand why Markieff didn't want to take that shot. Again, it ended up not mattering because AD hit that difficult shot. Caruso goes coast to coast. Oh my goodness, Anthony Davis with the putback. But yeah, there's some weird tentativeness with the Morris twins sometimes that I just don't understand. For two guys who have that like killer instinct all the time, it's weird.
Miami just got very lucky they didn't turn it over. That was a terrible idea of a pass from Iguodala over the top to Olynyk. It should have. That was just not pretty, but the Lakers did knock it out of bounds. 9 to shoot with Butler in the corner. This is not going to work out. Well, he should have shot it. Instead, he went to Robinson, who missed a 3. And the Lakers are going to get a 3 here from someone. And it's stupid ass Markeith. No, Markeith with an air ball. I'm way behind. Okay. Morris did miss a 3. Robinson missed an open 3. Hey.
They've done a good job of getting in his airspace, I feel like.
100%. And one of them we kind of had an issue with. It was one of the 3s that he actually knocked down. LeBron, his closeout was a little bit rough. It should have been a foul, but you're absolutely
Jalen
right.
Rose him? He went under him or no?
No, it wasn't like dirty. It wasn't intentional. It wasn't malicious, but yeah, it
might be ahead, but rough play incoming.
Uh-oh.
Welcome back. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yes, no.
They just
We can hear you.
We can hear
you.
Oh, I missed that.
Good thing Jimmy's getting up. That was a football play.
Man.
Who was that? KCP?
No, it was either
Rondo. Clobbered him. Ooh. I think you might have to look at that as maybe a flagrant, right?
No, I just think it was the inertia from both of them meeting at the apex. Like it just looked really bad.
Two cars going 60 miles an hour.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
I don't ever trust Rondo. I don't know.
That was an interesting conversation that Jimmy had with Rondo right there. He just kind of smiled.
They're laughing, so I'm not really worried about it. But.
Jimmy is all sorts of tough. I mean, he really is. A lot of guys would have gotten up from that and been looking around. Where are you? I'm going to kill you.
I think most players would have had that reaction.
Right?
Well, he used to play with Rondo, so he might even be.
That's what we were talking about earlier, how they were actually pretty good friends. Mark was talking about that.
Thanks, PS3 Shakes, for hanging out.
I mean, I would love to see Rondo get what's coming to him at some point. And I love Rondo. But he is...
You heard it here first, folks. Mark Carman advocating for violence towards Rajon Rondo.
I listen, I like some physicality. Oh my God, here's Rondo.
Oh, what a bucket from LeBron.
Yeah, he had to work for that one.
You guys are ahead of me. That's gonna have to change.
Oh my God, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely ahead.
I'm gonna fill up my my water really quick.
They're reviewing something. I don't know what they could be reviewing now.
I thought you said there was a LeBron bucket. I don't see a LeBron bucket.
No, there wasn't a dunk. He had a tough finish. It was a layup. All right, I'll be right back. Be 2 seconds.
Oh, they're just checking on the 85-80 if there's any time left on the clock here for. So now we got to end of the third. All right. You give Jimmy a rest here to start the fourth. Now you're up 5.
I don't know if you can
put him on
afford
the
that.
floor when LeBron's on the floor, right?
Yeah, no, that's fair. All right, I did a minor fast forward. What do you think happened to your feed there, Josh Wilson? Have you figured it out?
No, there was one weird instance where I heard myself talking in my own headphones. So I think something just glitched up with my audio, and the great insight I gave for those 5 minutes or so, nobody but my 4 walls heard. So
It was a good effort.
I said some stuff about it being interesting if Bam is back. I mean, Kelly Olynyk has been, or I tried to say, that's when I suspected something was up, because Carm very quickly jumped in over me, and I was like, I feel like something's going on here. But I just felt like it was interesting. Kelly Olynyk has been a pretty impactful piece, and he's gotten a lot more minutes because Bam has not been in. So I feel like Miami might kind of trip and fall into a strategy where maybe you limit Bam's minutes, kind of keep him spry if he does come back, and play Kelly O a little bit more. And maybe that gives you some extra shooting and offensive ability.
That would be a wonderful problem for Miami to have, bottom line. I'm looking at the stats here, by the way. Duncan Robinson's 3 of 9.
2 of 8 from 3, though.
Hero's 3 of 13.
Jay Crowder finally came back down to earth for once in the last 2 months. 2 of 7 from 3.
I mean, Jimmy is just straight carrying them.
100.
No attempted threes.
Yeah.
30 points off of
throws,
no
though.
3-pointers.
Yeah.
See, and that's the thing, by the way. I think that works still. You don't have to shoot the 3 to be a great NBA player. I'm just saying.
To be a great player, I agree. To be a great team, though, no, you can't do that. But to be as an individual player, I would agree.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I hate to bring up the Sixers because I really don't want to talk about them, but Ben Simmons, just surround him with shooters all day. Giannis even,
yeah.
Giannis just takes a 3 here and there to kind of keep it interesting, I think, and that really opens things up a lot. Just keep shooters around him, and really good strategy.
I do respect you for following up. I'm going to bring up the Sixers even though I don't want to talk about the Sixers, because I will bring up the Pistons at any chance that I can, unapologetically.
Yeah, the Sixers are just exhausting to talk about. But I think there's something interesting to Giannis surrounding him with shooters, having him take a few threes here and there. It in the postseason, and we're seeing it now with Jimmy, I think 2-pointers matter much more in the postseason, because you really just have to take what you can get in terms of shot selection, and sometimes the threes just aren't there.
Yeah, I mean, the Lakers' closing lineup has been one without shooters for the most part, right? I mean, Davis and LeBron can shoot. They're not knocked down. Then you have Howard sometimes, Danny Green, who's been cold as ice, and then you have Rondo and Caruso, who, I mean, they can hit them, but they're not shooters. So I feel like maybe this finals has showed us that playmaking might be at a premium now, as opposed to when the Warriors were scorching up from deep, which again gives the Sixers hope, but still no need to talk about them.
How annoying in a game like this, when Spoelstra is getting interviewed, trying to strategize and game plan during the timeout, do you think it is to let me just answer a few questions real quick
that you know the answer to, they're not these hard-hitting questions.
I think I accidentally pressed pause, and I'm way behind now.
Eric, what is
the first quarter?
That's one of those questions.
Mark, the game's over, so yeah, I mean, we're
I'm dialing in on Chris Paul's announcement that over 90% of all NBA players are registered to vote.
That is an absurd jump from what it was before.
What was it before? Do you know?
I don't know the exact figure, but it was revealed during that stoppage in play when the Kenosha stuff happened. LeBron strong driving going to the line. That a fair amount of players were not registered to vote.
15
A substantial amount.
15 teams are fully registered.
So I just want to add, Mark, I think you actually may have been right. So Jimmy Butler's out of the game right now. When you mentioned there was just under 3 minutes left in the third quarter, when you mentioned the fact that he was on pace to play 46, you said that you would have taken him out right then. May have been the right call, because I don't know, now that the Lakers have all of this momentum, that now's the time that you want him off the floor. And you could argue that, like, he was, I guess, still keeping it competitive with Miami. Like, the Lakers were still coming back regardless, but it just feels like right now it's going to be a huge detriment to Miami not having him on the floor. So they should have gotten that out of the way so he could have played the whole fourth.
He's going to get 30 more seconds. Oh, he didn't even get it. There we go. 50.
Yeah.
He's back out there. By the way, that was not a foul on the drive. Olynyk.
Ooh.
Okay, Kelly Olynyk. Am I ahead of you or behind?
You're behind me.
What happened when you said that?
He went down and laid it in.
You talking to me?
Okay, no, sorry. Because he had just also gotten a rebound, so I didn't know if you were talking about the rebound or the
Okay,
layup.
so
I
I'm
was just
significantly
making sure.
behind. All right. I'm moving along here. Layup good. LeBron in the front court.
Yep, perfect.
Okay. All right, now we're good. I can feel nerves on the chat right now. Open three, Markeith. Got it.
Bang, nice. Mark, I just want to say this. You and I right now are like a 1-to-1, like we're watching the same stream. I need it to stay here so that
Okay.
so that there's not like these microseconds where I know what's about to happen.
Okay, I'm going to do my best here.
I'm ahead. I'll just have to hold it in. It's okay.
Yeah, Sean, just don't react to anything at all.
Well, I'm behind the score. At some point here, I'm going to have to catch the score, so I'm with it. Because I know that a Lakers 3 is coming here at any moment.
Yeah, I just haven't been paying attention to that because I knew I was behind
Yeah,
it.
I don't look at that at all.
Yeah, but that's what our peeps are looking at. We got to be with our peeps. Thank you, by the way, for checking us out tonight. We really appreciate it. Give a subscribe on the YouTube channel so you know when we do more of these live things. Another 3 from Markeith. The guy's going to make me puke. Guy.
Why?
Because it's one thing to lose to the Lakers, another thing to lose to Markeith Morris.
Sure.
Like, lob, Crowder, 3, no. This is not where you want to be if you're Miami. Rondo, Caruso open
from
3,
corner.
missed it. Rondo, rebound.
Great board by Rondo.
LeBron, Rondo in the
5
lane.
out for the
Rondo
Lakers.
energy, lefty layup is good.
Tough finish.
God, Rondo, you are so incredibly annoying. I love when he's on your team.
Duncan played that defensively about as well as he could have. It was just a better display of athleticism for Rondo.
I would just let Rondo shoot. I'm not letting him beat me to the bucket.
Yeah, I mean, look at that replay. He had the hand up. Like, there was pretty much nothing he could have done differently. I mean, Rondo had about a split second of time where he was ahead of him, but
yeah, but give him space. Go ahead and shoot it. You're never beating me to the basket. Never. Go ahead. You can shoot that jump shot all day. Maybe that's a little nitpicky, but that's what I would do with him, especially if I'm Duncan Robinson. I mean, come on.
I mean, if you're daring him to shoot, he's just going to defer to somebody else. You know what I mean?
That's true too.
Yeah, I mean,
Josh Wilson is Miami pulling this off. I don't think so. But I think key question right now, we're getting another timeout, and Jimmy got a little bit of a rest there. So he should, in theory, I don't know, have some fresh legs here. Someone's going to have to join him, and he's also going to have to play really big down the stretch here. He's at 30. He's going to have to get to 40. would be my
entirely
assessment.
entirely within the realm of possibility that the 40-point what's the word I'm looking for, bubble, I suppose, that we've been talking about for these last 2.5 games, he's finally going to surpass that, eclipse it, synonyms. That would be kind of fun, actually, especially if he's able to pick up one more assist and one more rebound and pick up the triple-double.
What do you guys think the actual, like, ESPN's calculated win probability is right now, and for who?
Ooh, Lakers. I think you're asking because it's probably absurd. So I'm going to take the Lakers momentum right now into account. I'm going to say like Lakers 72%.
I'll
Carm?
go 56% Lakers.
Sean?
I hate it, but I gotta go with Nick. I think it's higher than that at this point.
Yeah.
They have momentum. Heat lost the lead. I don't know.
Like, I don't think you'd be
Lakers-
asking if it was a fair number.
I actually think it is quite fair,
Okay.
which is not typically why I ask these type of things. But Lakers 60.5%.
Well, if this was The Price is Right, Mark would have won. So sorry, Sean, you made a poor decision siding with me there.
I don't get the trailer.
Get your pets spayed or neutered.
Miami has been as high as 90% win probability. That was with 8 minutes remaining in the third.
It's the stupidest stat ever.
It's often wrong.
I mean, it's just all the time
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
Borderline
It's often
never,
embarrassingly wrong as well.
Yeah, it's like borderline never right.
And just an update for everyone who made the great decision not to watch tonight's Sunday Night Football. Eagles end the half up 8-7 in a barn burner.
Sean, are you an Eagles fan too?
I sadly am. I just get ready to get hurt again every weekend.
Are you on board with Jalen Hurts yet, or are you still holding out hope for Carson?
My least favorite thing in a QB is inaccuracy, and Carson seems to have gotten less accurate by the week. So, I mean, I know you're paying him a lot of money, but hey, maybe benching him for a second half if we're playing like crap will light a fire under his ass.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, somebody should hit Rondo in the face. He just cracked Butler again. Seriously.
Christ,
Why are you
man.
saying this?
Jesus. Right here, FBI. Right here. This guy right here.
You guys gotta have your on the playground hoop aggressiveness going on here. Did you see that crack that he just did to Jimmy?
I really didn't think it was.
I didn't think it was
Anything
egregious. We
crazy.
are getting LeBron on Jimmy right now, which is about. Oh, what a bucket though! What a basket that was.
And now talking that one brought out a little bit.
It warranted a little bit, yeah.
Now
I'm
he
telling
angered
you.
LeBron.
Yeah, that was not great. Now that's a bad strategy.
Yeah, that's the
Also,
the
knowing
last person.
Rondo, he will find this audio and he will find your address and come see you.
Yeah, no kidding. They just switched Duncan onto LeBron. I'm confused why that was an offensive foul. I don't know if the replay will.
I think they're calling it travel.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. They are. Courtesy of Mark Jackson in my right ear, I just heard that.
Wow, that
Big
was
bucket.
Jimmy had a layup there. I would have rather him shot it, but he kicked it out to Olynyk, who hit a three.
Let me check this win probability now. Miami 69%.
See, that's just insane. It's a one possession game.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
Give the Heat
Big
credit
steal there
though.
by Duncan Robinson.
I think we're finding flaws in this win probability system.
Duncan Robinson has the gall to shoot that step back three, even though it was an open shot. Caruso barreling down the lane. Rondo, let him shoot it. Open
Take that.
Three. Nope. That's it. There you go. Let
You're
him.
just all Rondo's doing right now is validating why Mark feels the way that he does. This is like he's just Tyler Hero's 3 of 15 for the game. Goodness gracious, man. It's either in this entire series, it's either been Hero or it's been Duncan Robinson that's been bad. Like one of them can be good and one of them can be bad at one time.
Our score is frozen. By the way, it's we're a minute past that. It's 94-91 Heat, 7:14 to go.
mean,
You guys
I don't want to spoil it, but it's also 97, 94.
I don't know that. I didn't know that.
Oh wow, so we're okay. Well, I'll wait for that to get caught up. Well, so Hero for 3, got it.
Oh, what a bucket.
That was a nice, quick release. And now you're telling me the Lakers are going to come down and hit a 3. Who can live this way? LeBron, guarded by Duncan Robinson, KCP.
That's what you love to see.
The switch keeps happening. Oh, big shot by
Kuzma
Kuz.
hits the 3.
Oh, you love to see it. Kyle Kuzma, what a shot. What a shot. 5 and 9.
They don't want him to get a
15
ring.
Points. Yeah, but they don't want him to get a ring.
Ooh, a Butler to Olynyk.
So sick of Kelly Olynyk and his shenanigans, dude.
The Kelly Olynyk 17 is creeping here. I think he's got 15.
Yeah, let me check what he's at. He's oh no, he's got 17. If you took the over, ladies and gentlemen, it is on the horizon. He has 6 minutes to eclipse the over here.
LeBron is having a meltdown.
They said they called a walk right there.
Another travel. I don't know.
All right, so this is where I'm on your side, Mark, about him complaining because
that was such a walk. It's unbelievable.
No,
he
his
double
right foot
dribbled
was his pivot foot.
No,
his foot was his pivot foot.
He traveled twice, the first one and the second one.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if he traveled the first one. He definitely traveled the second one. I think he traveled the first one.
I think he picked up his dribble and restarted it, to be honest.
All I saw was clean basketball being played, and the officials were like, no, none of that.
Jimmy to Olynyk again. Oh.
If that shot went in, I was logging off. I was done with this stream. If that little flip up to the basket went in, I was going to be irate.
KCP gets a call. He's going to shoot 2 free throws.
Well, I mean, listen, we were kind of trying to give these last few games. We've been trying to give our underdog picks for finals MVP for both sides. None of us said Kelly Olynyk. Like, absolutely none of us did. And for good reason. Like, we had no reason to believe he'd be playing crucial minutes down the stretch. But I don't like him, but I'm actually pretty happy for him. Like, this is really cool to see from him.
Truthfully,
does he have a good nickname? I feel like he should by now.
Let's
I'll
check Basketball Reference to see.
He doesn't have one.
I'll let Josh do it.
Truthfully, before knowing what we know now, I probably would have picked Myers Leonard as a sleeper finals MVP over Kelly Olynyk. He does not, per Basketball Reference, have any good nicknames, which is shocking. You'd think something.
The Shoulder Breaker. That's what I'd pick, the Shoulder Breaker.
Tyler
Separator
Hero on the drive with a tough
the Separator.
finish.
That's a good name. The
That's
Separator.
not bad.
I actually, I kind of hope that sticks
Oof,
for Kelly
Hero.
Olynyk.
Anthony Davis misses a shot around and out. Rebound tip
Caruso.
to LeBron.
What effort.
LeBron misses a 3.
Oh, Kuzma
missed a tip. And we're going to get a foul here on the Heat coming up, and we're going to get a timeout, Nick. I would bet my life on it.
Bruh.
I'm so sick. I'm not even I'm realizing now that I'm openly rooting for the Lakers, but which is inadvertent, but that Kuz.
I would have lost my life. Ooh.
I have 3 nicknames for you. I want you to pick one for Kelly Olynyk.
For Olynyk? Okay.
This is from a couple nice Reddit threads. They're all over the place. So we have 1, the Big Lady, 2, the Shoulder Reaper, or 3, and possibly the best one, Machine Bun Kelly.
Machine Bun Kelly is a good
Wow.
one. The Shoulder
Wait, what
Reaper?
did you say? The Big Lady?
The Big Lady.
I'm going with that. That's incredible.
You said it was the Shoulder Separator, right?
Shoulder Reaper.
Reaper, sorry, because I don't know. I don't mean to be biased. I think the Separator is actually a great one, so I'm going to stick with the one I made, but I like the Shoulder Reaper. I like that one.
I feel like, there's already the Slim Reaper, though. I don't know, like, can you have 2?
How many Reapers can you have? Yeah. Yeah.
Those are incredible, though.
I'm a fan of Machine Bun Kelly.
Machine Bun Kelly that's a good one. Yeah.
I'll make breaking news here. I am going live with the TV the rest of the way here, so we can be up with the score. Don't
Killing
worry,
me,
Nick.
Carm.
All right, fine. I'll wait. I'm not.
Dude, whatever makes your heart happy.
I can't have that level of disapproval in my life on a Sunday night. I got to be with my guys.
Got to start the week off right. You can't
we're-
have people mad at you on a Sunday.
We're in this together. I get it. Although I think Sean is definitely ahead of all of us.
Yeah, but he hasn't complained about it.
I'm not
Actually, why would
complaining.
he? Because he's ahead of us. Yeah,
I'm not. Actually, I am. I guess I am complaining. I'm halfway through my banquet.
I finished mine like 45 minutes ago. What do you mean you're halfway through it? There was 6 minutes left in the third quarter when I finished mine.
It was a delicious Sunday night banquet, wasn't it, Nick?
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, I haven't consumed alcohol in like 4 months.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't really drink that much, so I'm a pretty big lightweight. But yeah, no, it was great. Big fan.
Okay, I feel like I'm a bad influence now.
Oh no, it's in the fridge for a reason. I'm
Okay.
legally allowed to drink. It's not like I'm
Look at the now as continuing on brand here. The new Domino's cheeseburger pizza looks kind of solid, right? Admit it.
Domino's. I'm a fan of Domino's.
I really want to try that Papa Dia from Papa John's.
That looks good too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
the only pizza we order anymore. I mean, okay, so like we don't have a lot of the things in Chicago that we had in Michigan. The one thing we do have is Little Caesars. So if we get pizza, we only get Little Caesars, because Chicago pizza is trash. So we always
one
get
of the worst statements that
Demos?
anyone's ever made.
I don't care.
Have you
people
had
tell me that
Demos?
all the time. No, I had. I'll look it up. I don't remember.
Because Demos is not traditional like Chicago deep dish pizza. It's more
all
like
the same. I promise you, Josh, it is all the same, and it's not pizza. It is lasagna.
no. Demos is like normal, like what you're thinking of pizza.
There's plenty of thin available if you want to go thin. You soft Detroit style.
Go to Demos. Go to Demos and get the mac and cheese pizza. That is
Okay. So I
Highly
really
recommend.
like New York pizza. Like we have a New York place right by us called Gabriella's, and it is incredible. That's pizza. Like that's actual pizza. Chicago deep dish is not pizza. And then you guys have this weird thing. I don't really know what it is. It's like a circle, but it's cut into like really tiny pieces. Do you know what I'm talking about?
tavern style.
Oh my gosh, get out of here.
That's obnoxious. Yeah,
it's
I agree.
trash. It's not pizza. It's like
What?
it's bad.
Delicious.
No.
Do you guys have sheet pizza? They do that here in upstate New York. I don't know if they do that anywhere else.
I don't know what that is.
It's just a giant rectangle of pizza cut into squares. That makes a little more sense. But when you can
Wow.
have a crust in every piece,
It just sounds like Detroit deep dish to me.
Tough fade away from Jimmy.
it's very
to get-
similar, but it's
to get-
bigger. It's huge.
Gotcha.
Don't mean to cut off here, but 3:41 to go. Tough fade away by Jimmy to give the Heat an 8-point lead. And now Kuzma's going to go to the foul line here and shoot two.
Wow, Mark is ahead.
Now I'm
Yeah.
behind.
My
Yeah.
goodness.
This dude is just flexed on us so hard. He's like, and
Also,
the,
the
Heat are
fact that he
raising
said,
the
I'm not
trophy."
going to do that, and then just
No,
did it anyway.
I got to do it. 34 for Butler.
Now he's talking about Adam Silver bringing out the Larry O'Brien trophy. Whoa, what's going on?
I
The
won't.
2020-2021 season has started.
I won't say anything unless it's really good. How's that?
So that's even worse.
I would prefer not, like, if there's a buzzer beater, I don't want to hear that it happened.
Jimmy Butler with his first career playoff triple-double, by the way.
All right, Jimmy.
Wow.
Did he officially record it? Good for him.
Maybe you don't
Yeah,
have
he
him.
did. You're right.
Maybe you don't have him bring the ball up and take a little bit of juice, take a little bit of his, conserve some of his energy is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Or get him some of his name brand coffee, right?
Big face coffee.
Yeah, give him some big face.
Is
just
LeBron really
imagine
going to
the,
complain about that call? Let me just tell you something. You're about to see the biggest pain in the ass LeBron James moment ever is coming up. I hate to say that to you, Nick, before you've seen it, but this is preposterous.
Well, now I'm looking for it, so I'll be able to make a pretty good assessment.
I actually see what LeBron is saying, but it's still a foul on James all day.
You are very far ahead.
I'm just watching him.
It just takes away from the LeBron overall performance, just stuff like this. He does get bowed a little bit by
he gets a little bow, but I mean, dude, you're coming over to block his shot. He's trying to protect himself. He's in the air. I mean, come on.
What do you want LeBron to do there? He goes about as vertical as he can possibly be.
He's late.
And the reason that his body gets contorted is because Jimmy hits him with the elbow. What are we talking about? What is he supposed to do there?
I don't want him to do anything. It's just a foul. He's late. Butler's driving. It's a foul.
He gets him with the body. He definitely does. But
It didn't disrupt his shot until the elbow came in.
Oh, come on.
It was a foul. For all intents and purposes, it was a foul. I'm argumentative, so if you tell me something's not a certain way, I'm just going to say that it is.
LeBron tried to hit a petty deep three there. Didn't work out so well.
I'll let Sean give you the play-by-play of what's going on right now. I'm just going to sit back and just enjoy what's happening either way. I'm going to be a positive Carm.
Jimmy, a little ISO against Lamar's brother.
No more Rondo slander then?
No promises.
I don't know if I can hold that in.
Promises.
Well, he promised to not go ahead, and then he just did it right after.
Can't trust him.
Ugh.
And the turnovers here are very reminiscent of that first quarter. This is Miami only has 12 compared to the Lakers 19.
We're in the danger zone here for the Heat, by the way, as you see on the score.
Ooh.
Markieff Morris with a big shot. Look at the very serious looks on the chat right now, on the faces of Nick Henkel right now. You can feel the tension.
I am feeling this one because now this is like the most motivated I've been watching this series. I didn't realize how badly I want LeBron to win until like these last 5 minutes.
Hey, top 5 or something. Check in and go Lakers. If they lose tonight, are you nervous about the series? Just asking for a friend. I mean, I don't think you should be, but I am curious if you will be.
No, I mean, like we mentioned earlier, like you go up or you're still up 2-1 if you're the Lakers. But then there's a chance Bam could come back for 4. If not, like 5, I feel like feels pretty good that Bam could come back.
Well, I'm with you on Goran being out, but it's a whole different world if somehow, some way he comes back.
100% agreed. I've just kind of assumed he's not going to. But
I'm the same way, especially considering that night there were like low-key, like low-grade reporters saying that he was out.
Yeah.
But I feel like Miami not putting him out for good is kind of more like a
morale
strategy.
thing.
Yeah,
talking about Bam?
that too. No, Goran, but Bam too.
Jimmy hits both free throws. Just an update.
There we go, Jimmy. 107-100. Miami closing in now. And
the win percentage
98
is 98.8%.
It's a little still too high there, predictor. But I think they're going to be right tonight.
Especially with a minute left.
Kelly Olynyk, big rebound.
Jimmy literally didn't say anything all game, and now he's saying a whole lot.
Waited till it was where he
Safe.
deserved it. Safe is the right word. I got a nickname for Kelly Olynyk. The Big O. Has anyone ever been called that one before? The joke is that yes, there has, yeah. Not that I didn't quite get the yucks there that I thought I was gonna get, but that's all right.
At first, I thought you were going with the Toonami show, but yes, also a basketball player.
40, 12, and 10 for Jimmy Butler. 14 of 20 from the field. 12 of 14 from the line.
There's that 40-point game I was talking about.
Yeah, there it is. Finally, Jay Crowder 2 of 8, Duncan Robinson 2 of 9, and Tyler Hero 2 of 7 from 3. Like the 3 guys that you feel pretty strongly can put together a decent 3-point performance, like just totally crapped out. Tyler Hero taking 17 shots and scoring 14 points might be the funniest storyline so far in the series.
Yeah, we might have jumped the gun on that one after his 38-point game.
Yeah, I can confidently say that it's not we with me individually. I was not there. You guys, everyone else though, sure. That sounds super elitist. I'm kind of kidding, but you know what I mean.
It's kind of amazing right now, just from a Bulls fan standpoint, that they didn't want Jimmy Butler.
Didn't think he was a star. Yeah.
Didn't think he was a star. His relationship with Derek was ridiculous.
Yep.
And Jimmy's ego needed to be put in check. And the Bulls just didn't have. I mean, Jimmy got out of control, and he was out of control in Minnesota too. I mean, they did not want to let him go, but he just forced his way out of there. But he certainly looks happy right now.
Sean O'Dabs chipping in all caps. Jimmy Buckets Finals MVP in the chat. I mean, if Miami pulls that off, then.
What is Tyler Hero doing walking around looking like this after getting an and 1? Brother, you're 6 of 18. Shut up.
There you go. LeBron for 3. Nope. Rebound Jimmy G.
The absolute audacity of this man to do that. Oh my. Okay, in my ear right now, Jeff Van Gundy is literally saying the exact same thing. Like, don't do that.
Ooh, LeBron's Tyler, Duncan Robinson for 3, and this one officially is in the books. Here we're just gonna go gentleman sweep in every round. Not to take anything away from Miami. Well, maybe we got a series. I highly doubt it, but this was an unbelievable performance tonight, guys, by Jimmy Butler. I mean, really. A night for him to remember times 10. The Lakers are walking off the court, and they still have to. The shot clock ran out. So they're gonna have to make them inbound the ball. That's kind of funny. Markeith stuck around. So did Alex Caruso and Anthony Davis. Oh, and everybody else left. So here comes Jared Dudley for 0.7 to stand in the corner. There we go. And now LeBron was already in the locker room. What is this night? Was this the Pistons walking off the court?
And they had every reason to do so, mind you. But yeah, sure. Anthony Davis tonight, 15 and 5, was only able to play 33 minutes. I give him some credit, man. In the second half, he only recorded 1 foul. So he was able to clean that up a bunch. LeBron with 8 turnovers. AD had 5. They obviously combined for 13. Lakers only had 2 blocks, both by LeBron. Man, what a performance by Jimmy.
Yeah. I mean, it's what we said he needed to bring, and especially in these games without Bam and Goran, and maybe now you bought yourself some time for them to come back.
I'm shocked, but hey, congratulations. 40 big ones for Jimmy, 14 of 20. Wow. 2 steals, 2 blocks. He did turn it over 5 times. 13 assists, 11 rebounds. 17 for Olynyk, right at the over-under that we set. Pretty amazing. Tyler Hero was 17 on 6 of 18 shooting. Robinson with 13 on 4 of 12. Crowder had 12 on 5 of 12. So really, other than Olynyk, that was the only other efficient player for the Heat tonight as far as scoring the basketball or contributing that way. Jimmy Butler Unbelievable. LeBron had 25 on 9 of 16. 10 rebounds, 8 assists. 8 turnovers, as you said. All right, gentlemen, great to be with you. The Miami Heat, I guess, are back in this series. Tuesday night, game 4. Here we go.
I'm excited, man.
And then Friday night, game 5. So good to be with everybody tonight. Thank you again for watching the chat. Give us a like, give us subscribe so you know when we're doing live chats, live streams, if it's the NBA Finals or whenever, as we do like to pop on and do NBA regular season games or whatever sport may be. We jump in here. Sometimes we do the NFL as well. Any final thoughts, y'all?
Be interesting to see which way this goes. I definitely feel like there's a window opening for this to become a more competitive series now, depending on a lot of that injury stuff. I still would heavily favor the Lakers. I think probably, like we've said, this is the one game Miami gets away with. But there's a world in which, maybe Jimmy goes off again, some players come back, and random Kelly O keeps going off and doing these things. So a window is opening. I don't know by how much. I still think it's the Lakers series all the way.
Sean?
I think we learned 2 things tonight: that Carm wants to fight Rajon Rondo, and that Tyler Hero, along with having no conscience, also has no self-awareness, snarling after that last shot, looking like he stuck his finger in his socket. So I'm just glad this isn't going to be a sweep. That would have been a bummer.
Yeah, for sure.
Nick?
Really, I think I agree with everything that Josh said. Like, if there is a window that is opening for Miami, it is 100% because of Jimmy Butler. He didn't get help from Jay Crowder. He didn't get help from Duncan Robinson. He did not get help from Tyler Hero, despite what like that one highlight might show you. No, like, if anything happens with Miami in this series, only 4 or 5 times in NBA history has a team trailed 2-0 and eventually won the NBA Finals. So I find it really hard to believe that Miami can, be another team that does it. But a window is certainly there because of Jimmy Butler.
Was one of those teams Miami previously?
Against Dallas? I think so.
Yeah, in 2006. Was that
I was going
not
to say,
a
if it happened, it was 2006. Yeah.
Yeah, Dallas went up 2-0 in that series. Yeah. So that would be interesting for one franchise to do that more than once.
For Nick and Sean and Josh and this Coors Banquet, which I'm not going to
free ads, but free ad.
The final tonight, Miami 115, the Lakers 104. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.